Next Sunday, yeah.
Whereabouts?
Welcome, good afternoon to a very warm and sunny Harvey Haddon Stadium for what promises to be an intriguing battle for early supremacy in the BAFA National League Midlands Football Conference Division 1. The hometown Nottingham Caesars take on the Sandwell Steelers from the West Midlands in this top-of-the-table clash between the two early frontrunners in the division. The Steelers currently sit at 4 wins and no losses in the division, following victories over Ouse Valley and the Birmingham Bulls. Their other 2 victories come, unfortunately, at the expense of the Peterborough Saxons, who withdrew from competition during the last week. The Caesars also stand undefeated with a 3-0 record, following away wins against Ouse Valley and Peterborough, and then their 3rd win comes again due to the withdrawal of Peterborough. The Caesars begin their 32nd consecutive season in the league, behind the leadership of veteran coach and owner Barry Bosley. Barry has worked tirelessly for the last 32 years to ensure that the team is always fielded as strong as possibly can be, and it's brilliant to be returning to the spiritual home of American football, Harvey Haddon Stadium, after a 2-year break due to the redevelopment of the Harvey Haddon Sports Village. The Midlands Football Conference Division 1 this year seems to be a very competitive affair, with veteran teams Nottingham, Doncaster and Birmingham welcoming newcomers Ouse Valley and Sandwell to the mix. Obviously, we wish the Peterborough Saxons all the best in re-establishing themselves and look forward to welcoming them back to the conference as soon as they possibly can. Coach Bosley managed to give us his thoughts about the season and his aspirations shortly before kick-off. How has 2016 been so far for you in the Caesars?
It's been fantastic. Right from the training camps, the winter camps went absolutely fantastic. And again, right the way through, we've had 2 games, we've performed really well, but I don't think we're still on that top 100% yet. So we've still got a bit of work to do, but we're doing very well.
So, as well as you are doing, what are your sort of aspirations for this season? What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, you've got to always achieve the playoffs. That's your first thing. And then obviously, it'd be nice to get to that bowl. Okay. And that's where we focus. That is our goal.
Coming off the back of 2 victories, first 2 games of the season. Sandwell arrive into town today. Top of the table clash. Have you made any special preparations for Sandwell? No,
we should do our normal thing that we always do. And if everybody turns up and everybody plays as they should, then we can't ask any more. I can't ask any more.
And specifically on players then, are there any particular players that we should be looking out for today who are key contributors?
Everyone on the field. Everyone on the field.
Steelers coach Jay Alexander brings his team in here flying high. We managed to catch up with Jay just before the game. How's 2016 been so far?
It's not been too bad. Performances, if I'm honest, haven't been as consistent as we're looking for, but you know, as a coach, you're always striving for that perfect 60-minute game. But yeah, I mean, I'm chuffed to have 2 wins in the bank, so yeah, we can go from there.
Sure. What are your aspirations for the Steelers this year?
I think the aspirations with us being a newly promoted team is you've got to prove you belong in the division. You know, the competitor in me always wants to win every game that we play, and I think that's just natural for anybody. But yeah, if you ask me for realistic expectations, by the end of this season, if we can prove that we belong at this level and, you know, need to retool and start thinking then about a push after that, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves.
So coming into the game, obviously the game being 3 areas, offense, defense, special teams, do you feel you a particular strength for the Steelers?
Yeah, I mean, our defense has been, a strong unit for the time. I don't want to take anything away from the offense, but yeah, consistently week in, week out, I think it's the defense, and certainly in 2 games so far, it's been 1 score and 2 scores given up. So yeah, I've got to give the nod to the defense, I suppose, for this. But we know we're going to be tested today.
And obviously 2 undefeated teams here today.
Yep.
Preparing for Nottingham, anything different that you've done coming into this game?
No, nothing different. No, same thing as we do for all our opponents. You know, we get the scout film, we watch them against everybody else, and we put the game plans together and identify, you know, their threats, their schemes, and yeah, so nothing different really. We try not to put any emphasis on anything being different. You know, the preparation should be the same whether it's a pre-season friendly or a final. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got hopefully quite a wide audience online today. Are there any particular players, individuals that we should be looking out for?
I'm not going to give a shout out to any individual players. I can't do it. I've already had to pick one unit over another. I'm not going to pick individual players out over another one.
Okay. Yeah. So the weather's set. Sit back, relax, enjoy what appears to be the start of the British summer, and get ready for an intriguing game of American football, the best that the UK has to offer. Welcome. Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to Harvey Haddon Stadium for this first home game of the season. You join us just a little bit after kickoff. The kickoff was a little earlier than expected. I'm Matt Walker and joined by my colleague George Lees, current junior head coach for the Caesars. Afternoon, George.
Good afternoon, Matt.
What's gone on so far then? What have we missed?
Oh, we've had a couple of plays. Sandwell got a nice start. He got onto the 44-yard line and they've just run up the middle and had an incomplete pass.
So we've got 3rd down and about 9. Quarterback looks to the left. Makes the catch, but there's a good open field tackle made short of the 1st down, which will bring up the first 4th down of the afternoon for Sandwell. So a good opening stop for the Caesars on defence. So yes, thanks for joining us. Our aim this afternoon really is to try and introduce you if you're new to the game watching, if you're a seasoned veteran and you're a follower of American football in the UK, but also Nottingham Caesars. We'll try and keep you up to speed and hopefully bring you what should be a really close, entertaining game. As the Steelers punt, it's a high kick which looks like it's going to sail through the back of the end zone. It does. So the Caesars' first offensive drive will start on the 20-yard line. A really good way to start for Nottingham, a 3 and out, forcing quite a high-powered Steelers offense to splutter on their first attempt. There's a number of ways you can get in touch with us this afternoon. On Twitter, we've got a hashtag San versus Knots. Okay, you can look us up on Twitter at Caesars Football. The Facebook address where you can find all sorts of things out about the Nottingham Caesars is facebook.com/Caesars Football. And obviously the website, if you're not aware already, is www.nottinghamcaesars.co.uk. So it's 1st down Nottingham on the 20-yard line. Dan Johnson hands off number 27, Jason Robinson, running back, who maybe gains 1 on the play. But a tough run trying to establish the run early in the game.
Should be an interesting game today. I believe both teams are 2-0. Will be a tight contest.
Yeah, both teams have played 2 games and both won, but the current records stand at Nottingham have got 3 wins, no losses, and Sandwell 4 wins and no losses. And that's unfortunately due to the Peterborough Saxons, who have withdrawn from the league, so games have been awarded already. But yeah, it's only the 3rd time that both these outfits are taken to the field. So 2nd and 9 from the Nottingham 21. Dan Johnson drops back to pass, looks right, hits his man for a good gain.
Fantastic grab, right on the sideline, fantastic.
That's number 1. Ash Sarashevich. We'll try and get these names down as we go along. Talk to him on there. Spence. It's Spence down there. Spence, we're looking for our intrepid sideline reporter as Dan Johnson hands the ball off on 3rd and short, and it's wrapped up in the backfield.
Very nice defensive play there.
Jason Robinson running the ball again. But unfortunately, that's going to be 3 and out for the Caesars, and they'll bring their punt unit on. And where the Caesars are punting from, it should have once again put Sandwell in quite good field position. As well as up in the commentary booth, George and I, we've also got a sideline reporter. Spence, you down there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can, Spence. What's the atmosphere down?
I'm also apparently filling up water today, so that is an exciting development to my new commentary position. The Caesars look to be doing well today. And a nice long punt, unfortunately, didn't manage to complete a first down on that first series. Andrew Wilkins there knocking the ball out to where is that, the 35-yard line.
Spence, can you hear me? Okay, so
To you.
thanks very much. Spence obviously is going to try and give us a little bit of insight into how it is down there on the sideline from a player perspective. Obviously a very warm day, and that will take its toll as the game goes on. So Nottingham punt the ball away, a really decent punt pinning Sandwell back, and they're going to start their drive from their own 24-yard line. Obviously, George, as a head coach yourself of the juniors, what are you looking to do in the early part of a game when you've got the ball on offense? What's your sort of objective?
Really, my game plan is to test out the defense, see what they've got, see what we can do to them. And I think we're going to see a few back and forth blows before we see any major plays.
So Sandwell hand the ball off. It's a good run up the middle. Close to first down territory. May well be just short, depending on the spot of the ball. But it could well be the first down for either team of the day.
Yeah, very, very strong 12, 13-yard gain.
Just waiting for a measurement from the officials. So as a unit, from a junior perspective, do you like to establish the run? Are you looking to pass early on? What are you aiming to do?
It depends who you're going up against, really. Every opposition you've got a different game plan for. Birmingham, we actually came out passing. It didn't quite work for us, but then we ran it and we found a few holes up the middle.
Obviously, the Birmingham Lions, probably one of the nation's top youth outfit, junior outfits rather.
Oh yes.
As the ball's passed to the right sideline, and
Great grab.
number 8, Steve Kinnersley for Sandwell, pulls in the grab, and that's another 14-yard gain for another Sandwell first down. So starting to move the chains a little bit, Sandwell now. So first down, Sandwell on the Nottingham 43-yard line. Ball's pitched to the left-hand side, cut back, and 3 Caesars are there to make the tackle, including number 24, Kieran Matthews. Pretty good crowd in for the first home game of the season. Looking around about, well, at least 100 or 2 people in here at Harvey Haddon, and it's the first time the season returned to Harvey Haddon after a 2-year break due to redevelopments, and they couldn't have greeted it with better weather. So second down and 6. The 14 drops back to pass, swings the pass to the left flats.
Great.
And once again, fantastic open field tackle for a gain of not a lot at all.
Andrew Wilkins with a hit there.
Bringing up third down, so 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6-ish. Really important. If the Caesars can get a stop here, obviously, it'll just reiterate the fact that defense is really working well. We're trying to catch up with tweets during the afternoon. We've got our first one in from Caesars veteran Tom Snee. Having to make do with the stream for the football this afternoon. Best of luck to friends on both teams. Well, nice to hear from you, Tom. It'd be great if you could join us, obviously, in the future. Oh, low snap on third down. Quarterback looks to pass. He's gone deep. He's going to the corner. He's got a man there, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by number 38, Rob Hardwick. Rod Hardwick, a veteran of the Caesars, one of the real leads out of the team, Rob particularly on defence.
He is definitely a player to watch. He's one of the better cornerbacks that I've had the privilege of seeing and training alongside.
So that will bring up fourth down, and Sandwell will be forced to punt again. So they'll bend but don't break philosophy. Seems to be working well for the Caesars so far. So back to return the punt, number 20, Mickey Fisher. based on the last punt, and looking at the wind, the Steelers are punting with the wind. It's a relatively short punt, might have been tipped, and it goes out of play. Let's have a look.
I think they're calling that at the 20.
Yeah, I think that has gone into the end zone, so that will be a touchback. So once again, it'll be Caesars ball, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. So this really now is Nottingham's chance to get the offense working. They've taken the field, they've felt conditions, and obviously it's time to see if they can get those chains moving, if nothing else, to give the defense a bit of a break.
Well, their defense has come out strong with a few stops.
So yeah, good to hear from Tom Snee there on Twitter. I hope the feed's working okay and the commentary is to your standard, Mr. Snee, and it'll be good to see you down here soon. So 1st down, Nottingham. Dan Johnson back in pistol formation, looks to hand it off, play action, throws over the middle to number 82 for the Caesars. The ball is caught by Sam Kinnelly for a good pickup on 1st down, bringing up 2nd and 4. Sam Kinnelly possibly feeling the effects of that hit, just taking his time coming off the field. But nevertheless, a good pickup on 1st down. The very nature of this game is it's almost like a next man up philosophy, whereby any one time, one play can cause any individual to have to leave the field, and you've got to then be able to rely on the depth. So Dan looks to pass again. He's gone to the... It's picked up by number 1 for the Caesars. It's a great grab, and that is a 1st down.
Greg Freeman there with the tackle.
And that's Sercevic again with the catch. First down of the afternoon for Nottingham. That was better, wasn't it? How do you say it? We'll mention this a number of times this afternoon, but this has all been made possible this afternoon. The inaugural broadcast of Caesars TV, and the brainchild of Caesars TV this year, after our, I think, successful outing against Doncaster last year, is Steve Matthews. And as brilliant as Steve's been setting all this together, he does tend to laugh at me when I try and pronounce names. So anyway, Dan's back to drop back to pass on 1st down. Looks flats again, dangerous pass.
Very, very nice play there by the defense.
Almost
the tip.
Picked off by Sam Busher, number 44. So that brings up 2nd and 10. Very risky pass. Anytime you pass out to the flats like that, it does give the DBs a chance to read the ball. And if they do make that interception, it's more than likely going to be 6 points the other way to the defense with no one to stop. So Dan's looking to pass again. Looks one way, looks another way. Great catch. Number 27, Jason Robinson. Beautiful throw from Dan, but there is a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play in the backfield, and that generally is in the region of holding. Let's wait for the official to make that call. That would negate what was a really nice play between Johnson and Robinson.
Personal foul.
Personal foul.
Roughing the passer, 92 on the defence. 15 yards from the end of a run. 1st down.
So that's obviously gone in the favour of the Caesars. Personal foul, roughing the passer, basically. Meaning that the quarterback has been hit too late after the ball has been delivered, which tags on 15 yards.
What a fantastic opportunity for the Caesars offense. Let's see if they can put some points on the board.
Nice to see Dan Johnson as well, looking comfortable back in the pocket there, making his reads and then delivering the football into a place where only his receivers can catch it at the moment. So it's now 1st down Nottingham on the Sandwell 25-yard line. Great opportunity to open the scoring here for Nottingham.
Wait for the down box. Yeah, we're good.
So 1st down, down again in the pistol formation. Fakes the handoff, looks to the middle. Oh, it's tipped up by Kinnelly, number 82. Pass ball's incomplete, and that will bring up 2nd down again, though. Had some good space, good time. The offensive line here for the Caesars doing their job.
Yeah, Dan does look like he's got a lot of time in the pocket. It's nice to see, because over the last couple of years, the Caesars offensive line has really struggled.
And for those of you new to the game, you look at the quarterbacks, you look at the running backs, the receivers. They're the guys that get the ball. They're the guys that steal all the headlines. We mentioned those players' names the most. But if you're actually down there coaching, a team does not work unless you have a really effective offensive line. So the 5 guys there, plus tight ends, depending on the formation, if they don't do their job and give the quarterback that time, then the other skill positions, it's pointless in being there. So here we go, second down, 2nd and 10. Fake again at the middle, he's under a little bit of pressure this time, rolls out, and the pass is incomplete. And Dan is taken down there by number 85 after the pass is delivered. That's Adam Bates, D lineman for the Steelers. So it brings up a long 3rd down. It'll be interesting as well on this, depending on how far they go, whether they elect to go for the field goal, because on the 25-yard line, you're talking around about a 47-ish yard field goal. Make that 37-yard field goal. Or 42, depending on how you work it. So here we go, 3rd down coming up. Dan again in the pistol. Surveys the defense. Sandwell currently running a 4-3 defense, 4 D linemen, 3 linebackers. Oh, there's a flag on the play as well. It could be a free play for Nottingham. So the ball's put up, jumped a little early, and the ball does fall incomplete. But it could be an encroachment call against the defense. It appeared that one of the D linemen jumped, but we'll see which way they call this.
Offside. Defence, 5 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down.
So that is a bit of a break for Nottingham there. Obviously, the snap count was slightly different. They made the defence go early, and that gives Nottingham 5 extra yards, and will bring up 3rd down in a much more manageable 5.
Be interesting to see if they come out with a pass or a run. They've been very, very pass heavy at the start of the game,
which has been very effective. So spreading the field once again. Nottingham down in the pistol formation with Jason Robinson alongside him. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It would suggest there will be a pass. May well go draw up the middle, and it is. Dan drops back to pass again, looks to the right. He's got a man. Overthrows his man at the back of the end zone. And he was looking for number 9, Andrew Lovett. So that will bring up 4th down. It's 4th and 5, and now an interesting decision. Dan's walking to the sideline. It will almost like they're contemplating going for it on 4th down, but it looks like the kicking unit will come out for Nottingham.
It's a reasonable range, and the wind in the stadium's fairly steady.
We've got quite short end zones here. We've only got a 90-yard field due to the facility we've got inside the running track. So the end zones are around about 7 yards-ish. It's on the 20-yard line, and then another 9 yards back from that. We're looking at around about a 36-yard field goal. The kick's up. It looks good, and it's no good. Wide left. Just wide left on the kick, but a decent effort and quite a good sustained drive from the offense, which will give them encouragement going forward.
I think they'll be a little bit disappointed not coming away with any points, particularly with the great field position they had.
So, at least the defense have had a rest. They are aware that they are able to stop the Sandwell offense, and also the Nottingham offense are now going to be thinking, yeah, we can move this ball. We've got them where we want them. Dan looks like he's firing well. Not run the ball too much, so maybe that'll come back to aiming towards that in the future. But here we go again. So Sandwell's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Quarterback Johnny Glover, again in the pistol formation. 2 receivers either side and 1 running back. Glover gets the ball, looks to the right, puts it up, and it's too high for his receiver. That's number 89, Andrew Morgan. So a good stop on 1st down, which then again forces really the offense's hand. You're looking to pick up maybe 3-4 yards on 1st down to open your playbook up. Is that the kind of thing you're thinking about?
Yeah. I mean, it's testing. You know, the first down of any drive really is your testing play. Then after that, you got to make something happen.
So Glover in the backfield again in the pistol formation. 2 receivers right, 3 receivers right, 1 on the left, and the ball comes up the middle, and it's a good stop by number 24 for Nottingham. Kieran Matthews again is the initial man to make the hit, but then Bash, number 31, joins in and brings the runner to the ground.
Dwayne Horton, who's playing as the running back for Sandwell. Very, very powerful running back. Obviously there you've seen 3-4 guys used to take him down. If he gets a build-up, he could cause some serious damage today.
But defensively, pleasing again. Pick up of 4 yards on first and second down, so third and relatively long, 3rd and 6 for Sandwell. Again, you would assume they're going to come out passing. Glover in the pistol formation, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. He drops back to pass. He's making his reads. He's now taking off. Looks this little shovel pass, and that looks like enough for a first down.
There you go. That's the power there.
So Dwayne Horton, once again, picking up what should be enough yards for that first down. So it is first down Sandwell. Once again, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Glover again in the pistol, similar formation every time. Looking to make the defense jump, but they hold firm. Ball up. Oh, it's a great hit.
Fantastic tackle by Andrew Wilkins.
Number 22, Wilkins. Great penetration through that offensive line and takes down Horton with it for a loss, in fact. Looks like a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11. Glover looks left, passes left, he's got a man, and it's a pickup of about 5 or 6. A number of Caesars there again on the tackle. Stephen Brown, one of them in there.
Nice short pass. It's one way to get up the field.
Again, when you've been stopped for a loss on first down, it's really important to try and pick up something.
Yeah,
So
definitely short passes, confidence builders for quarterbacks.
So 3rd down once again. See if they use the power of Horton to try and pick up this first down again, or whether they go to the air. The Caesars DB's playing quite far off. Rob Hardwick's here in the near side, playing 7-8 yards. He does look to pass again. He's looking to the right, the left. Sorry, he's got a man. Oh, and it's incomplete. Broken up by number 32 for Nottingham, Adam Wilson. So the Caesars do hold this time on 3rd down.
I think that's a fantastic sight to see in football, watching two fully kitted players going up in the air like that.
There is a flag on the play, but it looks like the way the players are signaling, it's looking like it's against Sandwell. If that's the case, the Caesars will more than likely decline that, bring the punting unit on for the Steelers.
Holding against the offence, that penalty is declined, brings up 4th down.
And there we go. So holding one of the offensive linemen more than likely on that pass play. Trying to give the quarterback a little bit more time illegally. So Mickey Fisher back deep again to return the punt, with Stephen Brown as the up back, trying to give him a little bit of time. The ball is up. It's a high punt. Fisher looks to just get out of the way of it. It takes a Nottingham bounce and then a Steelers bounce, and then is downed at the 20-yard line for a Nottingham first down. So kind of the same result as a touchback would have been. So you can kind of understand why these two teams are undefeated so far. They move the ball well, they're playing good defense. Still 0-0. We're pretty much deep into the first quarter now. Very much nip and tuck. It could be decided by just one score this afternoon, but it was a long way to go. So Dan just drops back to pass, Looks over the middle. He's got a man over the middle, and it's caught by 86, and he's still going. He's still on his feet. Takes 3 to bring him down. Pickup of 20 yards on the pass. And now we'll go down to Spence. Spence, what did you make of that?
Well, that was a fantastic play by Davidas there. I mean, some question his ball handling skills, the way he holds onto the ball as he runs. He holds it out like it's a loaf of bread, but he can sure take a hit and he can sure jump and catch that thing. So that's fantastic. The link up that you get between Dan and Davidas is exceptional, especially today in nice clear conditions. You need your SPF 30 on today minimum.
Thanks, Spence. It does seem to be a partnership that is flourishing this year. They've been successful on a number of different occasions in the previous 2 games. So a big first down play. Brings up another first down on their own 40-yard line. Man in motion, Andrew Lovett. And it's the run up the middle, but that's read very well by the Steelers defense for a pickup of no gain. So that brings up second down. What's the reason you'd use motion, Coach? What's motion trying to achieve?
What's motion trying to achieve? Really, it's a diversion tactic.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to draw the eye and then often send the play the other way.
Okay.
Sometimes you can strengthen a formation with it and run in the same direction the motion goes.
Often can be the case as well, where you're figuring out whether a defense are playing man defense or zone defense, depending on who's followed. The pass over the middle again, and I think that's hit the floor.
No, the referees have called that as a no catch.
So Dan was looking over the middle for number 9, Andrew Lovett again, and just threw the ball a little behind him, under a little bit of pressure that time. And Lovett couldn't quite pull that ball in.
Nice to see so many players involved in the British leagues. I know a few teams, and we talk about the Saxons, as many people will be aware, have folded this year due to lack of players, as far as I'm aware. But you look out here today and you're talking, 40, 50 players on the squad at the moment?
At least on both sidelines, at least.
It's an absolute sight to see.
So here we go, big third down play coming up now. Caesars bring 3 receivers to the left, send Lovett over to the right.
Could we be looking at the screen?
Oh, and the ball is caught.
Fantastic.
It should be, depending on the spot, it should be enough for a first down. And where the referee, the sideline official rather, is standing, it does look like we have. Unfortunately, though, it appears a Steelers player may have been injured on the near sideline attempting to make the tackle. But a fantastic conversion on third down.
I think the Davidas-Johnson connection is going to be one that we see a lot today. He does seem to be a favourite receiver for Johnson.
And that's Garrett Phillips that was shaken up on the play, but he seems to be up on his feet and all right. So he's going to have to take a play out there and wander back round to the Sandwell sideline. And that is the end of the first quarter. Spence, what have you got for us?
Well, it's been a very evenly matched game so far. There's been some fantastic running, some fantastic passing by both teams, and some excellent tackling. The tackle, particularly by Sam Kinnelly in the middle of the first quarter, after he completed that pass, was absolutely superb. In an effort to remain neutral, I will both be complimenting the passing, the running, and the tackling of the opposition. How's that sound?
Sounds good. That sounds very fair, very impartial. But that's the way the game has been. So far, 1 quarter of play, still locked at 0-0. But the Caesars rather in pretty good field position again. So first down on the Sandwell 39-yard line. 2 receivers either side. Dan looks to pass again. He floats one over to the left, looking for Robinson, but it's just a little too far. That's what's called in the business a hospital pass.
I'd agree with that, yes.
So even if that receiver does catch the ball, the chances are he's going to be met rather viciously by a defender.
He's a very tough running back, but I don't think he'd like being hit there.
So once again, second and long comes up. Not successful on first down, so puts the offense immediately under pressure. Although they do have the fact that their field position is very favourable on their side. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Dan in the pistol with Robinson behind him. Dan looks at the pass again. Man coming around the outside. He's gone over the top, but there's nobody there. A little bit of a hopeful ball up to Merkelis. Two defenders to one receiver, and I think Dan felt the pressure from the blind side there. There was a defender coming around to apply a little bit of force there if Dan hadn't got rid of that ball. So once again, same position as we were a couple of minutes ago. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Same formation, a spread formation. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Johnson and Robinson in the backfield. Can their magic work again? Dan looks to pass, looks to the right. He comes over to the right. Oh, and it's... Oh.
Has he grabbed it?
No, it's on the floor, but it was almost intercepted. Another dangerous pass out to the flats almost. Again, unless you put zip on that ball and you really put it in the right spot, they're ones that can really go against you and cost you points. But the Caesars get away with that one. So once again, they'll be punting the ball away. And all being well, looking to try and position this punt inside the 20-yard line to really pin the Steelers and put them under pressure.
I have to say, it's a great atmosphere in the stadium. It's not something I've seen here at Harvey Hadden before, and listening to it on that 3rd down there, the crowd is really behind the Caesars.
This is how it used to be, and then some, when the Hoods used to play here. Back in the 80s.
Back in your day.
Back in my day, we'd come down and the stands would be packed. That's a really high punt. It's going to work out pretty well. Oh, it takes a Sandwell bounce, and it is
around the 15-yard line.
I think the 15, 16-yard line there. So yeah, again, no points, but a decent exchange. Okay, so obviously it's our first attempt at doing this from a commentary perspective as well. We're going to learn through the afternoon as well. Apologies for all the whispering. I hope nothing's been offensive or inappropriate so far. And if it has, then we will endeavour to cut that out. First down, Sandwell. 2 receivers, same formation as the Caesars actually. He's got a man out there.
Nice short
18.
pass. Now Andrew Wilkins there again.
Number 18, Zach Green on the reception. It's good for a pickup of maybe 5. Thank you, Shutterpell, for your tweet. It's good to know that we are supporting family barbecues. If you want to let us know where you're watching, I know we've got a couple of viewers potentially across the pond in the States who used to play here in Nottingham and have since travelled back to the motherland. So let us know where you're watching from. We're really interested to know what sort of audience we've got. So 2nd and 5 for Sandwell. Glover again, 2 receivers each side. He's looking to pass again. He's got the same sort of idea. Little hitch, bash there on the tackle, and that's a good stop. Looking to strip the ball as well. I think that's Rob Hardwick who's come up with the ball on the floor. But I think he's been ruled down before that ball came out. So another big 3rd down, 3rd and 2 for Sandwell.
I think it's fair to point out a few key defensive players on the Nottingham Caesars defence. One that always impresses me is Rob Hardwick, a very, very strong cornerback. Usually puts in some very, very nice hits and is a very consecutive tackler. Andrew Wilkins, who we've already seen this afternoon, making 3, 4, 5 tackles. He is in on everything, and that's what you like to see from a linebacker. And I think the other man we need to point out is Ashley Matthews, otherwise known as Bash. Again, a very, very strong tackler. You've just seen him there. If he wraps you, it's very much like a bear hug.
So just a short stoppage in play, an injury to Sandwell receiver Stéphane Desbois. But it looks like he's managing to get off the field under his own steam, although it appears to be a lower leg injury. So another big 3rd down coming up for Sandwell. A stop here for Nottingham would hopefully put them in pretty good field position, forcing Sandwell to punt from within their own 25-yard line. So the official word from Sandwell is that that's a hamstring injury for Dubois. His return is questionable. 3rd down, 3rd and 2 for Sandwell. 2 receivers each side again. This may go up the middle to Horton. He doesn't know, they're looking for the pass.
Oh, he's
Pretty
got a
well covered,
receiver
but
wide
he's
open.
got a man. He's got a man, but there's trouble, and he has got that man.
First down, fantastic play. Absolutely brilliant.
Number 18, Zach Green, with the reception, but Glover really kept the play alive there. Nobody open right from his initial drop back, and his ability to use his feet and scramble out of the pocket meant he extended the play and found Green for another big pickup for a first down.
It was very, very impressive under pressure. You can't fault him for that, and even when he was throwing it, he looked calm.
The importance from a quarterback's perspective is if you do get flushed out of the pocket, keep your eyes downfield. He could have maybe run and picked that 2 yards up for the first down, but obviously quarterbacks don't want to take hits. Glover looking back, looks over to the right, he's got a man in the flats again. Oh, and Rob Hardwick not only makes the push out of bounds, but flattens number 8, Steve Kinnersley, who's trying to make a block. Rob is very much a man who will let very little stop him to try and get to the ball carrier.
Just had a tweet in from Nick Mason, one of the Caesars' own, unfortunately out this year with another injury. But it's great to hear from you, Nick, and I hope that you're enjoying the commentary.
So here we go. 2nd and 4, Sandwell, just about midfield, just on the Caesars side of the field itself. Glover again. Similar. Oh, that must be a false start there. False start by, I think, number 74, James Astley.
I think that could go either way. I think Bash may have crossed the neutral zone there.
Okay. Depends how the officials saw it. There was definitely movement from Astley, but was he drawn by Bash? Here we go. That's what the discussion's going to be about.
Prior to the snap, we have a full start on the offence. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
So it was on Astley. False start. The referees deemed that he wasn't drawn by the defence, which pushes Sandwell back. Now 3rd and long. 3rd and 9.5, 10 yards. Not really seen either quarterback under too much pressure so far. We've obviously had Glover roll out a couple of plays ago. But they're being given time by their respective offensive lines to find their playmakers. So here we go. 2nd down because of the penalty. 2nd and long. Glover again. Same formation. Glover looks down the middle, looks right. He's going long. He's going for Hardwick. Oh, and Hardwick had a chance there to pick that off, but fortunately the ball fell short.
I did have a man running wide open to the left side on an out route, often a route that does find its way open through the zones.
But are always the most difficult to throw because you're coming across yourself and you're opening yourself up to that potential pick 6. But nevertheless, so now 3rd and long. Yeah, so if you are watching out there, let us know what you're thinking. Does it enhance the experience having the Caesars TV there? Or if you're watching in the stands, let us know. So Glover drops back again. He's got a man out in the flats. It's 86, but that's a good open field tackle again by number 32 for Nottingham.
Once again, Andrew Wilkins on, along with Adam Wilson.
So the Caesars do stop Sandwell in their tracks again, and they will be kicking into the wind this time in the 2nd quarter. So potential for Mickey Fisher to field this ball and maybe run it back and set the Nottingham offence up. There's a punt, high snap, but he does field it, and it's a decent kick, and that's gone straight out of bounds.
Round about the 15-yard line, 16-yard line for the Caesars to start on.
So once again, the officials walk into the 17, so yes, you were about there. Once again though, both offences moving the ball, but just not being able to find that killer punch to break through. And again, Nottingham do find themselves in difficult field position.
It is nice to see such a balanced game, particularly across here in the British leagues. You do often find that one side can demolish another very, very quickly. So to be commentating on a game like this is a privilege, really.
Got a message from one of our old buddies, Rob Urquhart, who's watching from Germany. Good job on the stream. Thanks for your support, Rob. Hope things are going out well there for you. So it's first down, Nottingham. 2 receivers either side. Dan drops back again. He's got him. He's looking at this risky ball. Oh! Looking for Sarcevic over the middle, and he was very tight coverage on the play.
That's Rob Jones there with the defence. Putting enough pressure on to stop that catch.
I'm not sure that man was open right there. Seemed to try and force that one down the middle, and he did have some more time as well. So that brings up second down again, 2nd and 10. Neither team really favouring the run today. Both, obviously, whether or not they feel that defences on both sides are better at stopping that start of the game. That's a great ball from Johnson.
That's Davidas again.
And Davidas picks up a great first down there. Really great decision from Dan though. Pre-snap read, saw that Davidas was going to be open pre-snap and received the snap and just fired the ball in there.
Now, I'm not sure I'm right in saying this, but I believe Davidas has only been playing at the Caesars this year.
I think that's right.
And he is one of the up-and-coming receivers in the club. As you've seen today, I think he's got 3 receptions already. So absolutely fantastic to watch.
So first down for Nottingham. 2 receivers both sides again. Got a man, number 86.
That's Davidas once again.
And there he is, and he just managed to struggle forward for a 6-yard pickup, but that's good on first down again. So 2nd and 6, maybe 7. That connection does seem to be working very well. 2nd and 6 then. Same formation again. 2 receivers both sides. Dan looks to pass. He's gone out. Oh, it's a risky ball. Oh, once again. Looking on the out, but that pass was just a little too floated and actually thrown into double coverage as well. We've got a man down for Nottingham. See if we can get a number on that for you. 54. David George, one of our reliable linemen.
Well, David George has actually switched this year. He's switched over from the defence to the offence. Some people on the defence they don't like it when that happens. But he's made the option and he's chosen to go over there, and he's done well.
Good to see him coming off the field under his own steam as well. We'll try and bring you some updates during the afternoon as well, courtesy of double coverage. A couple of results from yesterday in the Premier North. The East Kilbride Pirates were victorious over the Coventry Jets, 37-0. Wembley Stallions beat the Essex Spartans 32-13 away from home. They remain unbeaten. Bring you more updates as we go through the afternoon. So it's 3rd down and 6. Dan again to pass. He's looking that same way and once again throws into double coverage.
It's a very, very brave pass to make there.
So now this is where the game might start to swing when Nottingham start punting from their own 30-yard line. They do have the wind. So all being well, that wind will pin Sandwell back, but there is potential now for this momentum just to start swinging based on the special teams game. So it's a beautiful high spiralling kick. And that's an excellent bounce. Can we stop it before it goes into the end zone? That's outstanding. Outstanding play from the coverage team for Nottingham. That's Emmanuel Imardi on the recovery. And it will be, we said about field position being vital and Nottingham possibly being put under pressure, but they've done exactly the reverse.
Yeah, Cameron Bell's done a great job with that punt. And what a chase down.
So, it'll be first down Sandwell on their own 2-yard line. This is where now you want to try and get this pressure on the quarterback, and you would have thought that under this situation, Sandwell will elect to run.
Now, it's interesting you say that. Peterborough, when they played Caesars, the first game of the season, Kieran Matthews came out with a safety.
So let's see if defensive coordinator and head coach Barry Bosley dials up anything more aggressive here close to this Sandwell goal line. 2 receivers either side. Horton, there's the run up the middle, just as we expected, and it's a good run up the middle as well. And he's gone past the 5 out to maybe the 7-yard line.
Very nice, strong run there.
Which will give Sandwell a little bit of breathing room.
I am a little bit surprised that the run game has been non-existent, I think it's fair to say so far. Clearly when both teams do run the ball, they are doing some damage.
If you're picking up 4 or 5 yards of carry, and you've got a man with the power of Houghton there in your backfield, it does seem strange not to utilise him a little more. Let's see if they go back to Houghton on 2nd down. 3 linebackers in, 4 defensive linemen. He's looking to pass this time. He's got a man again. It's that little hitch pattern. And number 18 for Sandwell, Zach Green, comes up with a first down. As much as this game, we know and we love big, spectacular 80-yard touchdowns, the actual bread and butter of games are these 4 or 5-yard pickups that not only builds your confidence as an offense, but also grinds the defense down. The longer you can keep a defense on the field in the 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, the more effective then you can be when the game comes to a climax in the 4th. So a run again, different running back this time. And he's found some speed, he switches the ball to the left arm, and he's still on his feet. And that's number 23, Anthony Collier for Sandwell.
Another strong runner there.
A lot of teams, and if you watch the NFL, a lot of teams use the run to open up the pass, and it may well be that Sandwell's philosophy this afternoon was use the pass and establish that to then soften the defense a little bit to open that running game up a little bit. And in those last 2 plays, they've gained nearly 30 yards on 2 plays.
If that is their game plan, it does seem to have worked. Glover is very, very prolific on those short passes. We've seen that throughout this game so far.
And you take what the defense gives you. So if your DBs are lining up 6-7 yards off you, you run a 4 or 5 yard pattern, stick your foot in the ground, catch the ball, and that's really helpful to that, moving those chains. So a little bit of pressure possibly from the Nottingham Seas this time. There is a blitz coming from the corner, but again that hitch pattern to Zach Green, who again picks up 4 or 5 yards.
I think we've spotted his connection as well. Zach Green, again, very consistent so far today.
There's American football in this country, obviously, as much as it does seem to be picking up, and the profiles raised due to what the NFL are doing down at Wembley, and obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars now being almost their second home in London. It still does come down to lots of similar players in each city who make the American football happen. Just dropping back in again, ball handed off once again to Collier, who takes it up the middle. Close to a first down, but I think he's going to be a couple of yards short. Yeah, so as I was saying, the only reason I mentioned that about individuals, we've got Barry Bosley, head coach of the Caesars, who's now in his 32nd consecutive season actually fielding a senior team. Once the Nottingham Hoods of the 80s sort of slipped off the radar a little bit. Barry started the Caesars as a junior team, and then those lads who played for his junior team made the step up to senior football when they were ready. So we've got 3rd and 2, big 3rd and 2 again for Sandwell. Glover in the backfield. 2 receivers either side. He's going to pass again, and this time he's flushed out again. He's flushed. He's got that same man in. He's overthrown it and throws the ball out of bounds.
Good pressure from the Nottingham defence there.
So once again, a vital stop at just the right time for Nottingham. So the Caesars established in 1984, and the likes of Adrian Giles and Steve Bosley, Barry's son, Scott Messam, all former players, along with myself, who were part of that initial Caesars junior team. And it's great to see the likes of Scott and Adi and Barry and other players who have been with the club for as long as they have.
It is, but what happened to you?
What happened to me? A horrific injury. horrific injury that nobody could ever have come back from. Anyway, 4th down, less about me. Oh, it's a high snap again, but he does well to field that punt. And it's a high kick, which I think Nottingham will just try and get out of the way of. It takes a Caesar's bounce.
Around the 25-yard line then.
And it will be 1st down Nottingham on the 26. But yeah, so if I look down on the sideline there, you've got Adi Giles, I say, Scott Messam, Vanden Warner, Gavin Young, all these guys who are all literally sort of Caesars through and through from when they were sort of 14, 15 years old themselves. And what we hope is the guys that you're coaching at the moment are going to follow suit and do similar.
Yeah, I'd like to think they are. But I think it's worth the mention that both Carl Wilkinshaw, who's down there on the sideline, and Adi Giles and Scott as well, doing very well for themselves at Nottingham Trent University, who are Northern champions this year.
Yeah, and they've been promoted this year. Number
Jason Robinson
on the run, so both teams looking to go to the run later on in this second quarter. Robinson picks up 3 or 4 yards. Like you're saying, that's what I mean about American football in this country. You tend to find whoever's involved in each particular city are very much involved not only in the club side but also the university side as well. And there are players and coaches who are both at Nottingham Trent but also at the University of Nottingham who have got their roots in Caesars football. So yeah, it's really good to see. We've got 2 players on the sideline here today who started out basically playing for me when I ran the juniors. Dan Johnson, quarterback, and it's fantastic to see him now starting quarterback as he drops back, fires the ball in again to Davidas, and that's a lovely pass for a 1st down. Dan Johnson starting quarterback, started as a 14-year-old, 15-year-old down when we, as the reincarnation of the juniors, started our adventure in flag football before we turned to kitted. And we've also got Connor Scutts, who's been a junior and recently been out to Africa. Connor Scutts there, number 3. His first game back for a while, so it's great to see these guys stepping up. But I think you might be saying this as well. There are a number of other players who, even though they're not with the Caesars, continue to play the sport around the country through their own university sides.
A lot of the juniors go on to play at university sides. This year I've been fortunate. I actually had a Braves player come to me. He's gone back obviously to the Braves this year and has been signed up in Finland. A very nice run there by Jason Robinson.
Robinson again up the middle on 1st down for a pickup of 7. And you wonder why they didn't use this run a little earlier. Again, maybe both teams' philosophies with the weather being like it was to try and put the ball in the air. But both teams do seem to be working this run game now a bit more effectively as we move on through the second period. This year's a really exciting year for the Caesars as well, though. And again, obviously, sorry to talk such about the Caesars, but this is Caesars TV and it's what we know. We've got a lots of new ventures as Dan takes a high snap. He looks to the flats and he's got a man in the flats. It's number 5, Daniel Dobson. And he's still going. He's still on his feet. Takes a bunch of Steelers to bring him down.
Again, another strong running back there.
And I believe an NTU player as well.
I believe so, yeah.
So again, obviously, when the university season's finished, the overlap between the club sides and the National League sides and the university teams, it's always good to see. But yeah, so ventures that we've got going on this year. Obviously, our first Caesars TV outing. You may have witnessed us broadcasting the Doncaster game towards the end of last season. Again, Steve Matthews came up with the idea to try and put this together, and it was fantastic. And the amount of work him and his crew, Aidan and Tom, have put together in getting this off the ground today is just remarkable. So we've got that going on. We've got a media team as well who have been promoting on Facebook and Twitter and doing as much as they can with to try and get that name out there as he looks to pass, and that's should have been picked off. Dan looked to the left again for Davidas, and it slipped through the hands of the Sandwell DB. Quite get a number on that at the moment, but that should have been intercepted. So Dan's been let off the hook a little bit there.
They have always said DBs can't catch, as I was once told.
Well, that's why we switched you to DB, coach.
That's true.
So once again, a little bit of a let-off there. But that does bring up... That brings up 4th down, I believe.
offense looking a little bit deflated coming off there. Perhaps it's just starting to get to them that they haven't put a score on the board.
Spence, what's the feeling down there at the moment? We're thinking they seem to have gone back to the run game a little more.
Yes, you join me as I perch on a PE
Time
bench
out.
just above
Nottingham.
some sun cream.
First time out of the half.
It's getting very warm down here again. Yeah, they have gone back to the running game. The passing between Davidas is a first down machine. I wasn't quite looking at what happened over there, but it looked like there was a little bit of after some debate about the legality of the hit. But it was probably fine because there wasn't a flag. The referee said it was fine. I've just been informed, so that's fine. Yeah, we're going back to the running game. There's some strong running, some strong tackling here. So this evenly matched game is evenly matched. Back to you.
Thanks for that professional insight. That was outstanding, Spence. We'll come to you more often if that's the quality of response we're going to get.
The man with the moustache.
And there he goes, putting his suntan cream on. So yeah, 4th down it is.
That's Spence there for you.
Yeah, don't miss any spots there. Yeah, back of the neck. Perfect. Spot on. So Nottingham out to punt again.
Back to the football. I think it's a better view than Spence anyway.
Let's see if we can pin those Steelers deep once more. Bit of a delay in the getting this snap off. Looking to try and work the clock a little bit. I think that's the idea here from Nottingham, trying to run as much time off the clock here.
The screen hasn't frozen if you are coming in now. I believe they've been called for delay of game there.
Which won't really affect them too much. It'll march them 5 yards
Delay
further
of
back.
game, offence, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
It was worth a shot, only being 2 yards away there. It is a 5-yard penalty if somebody does jump. I can fully understand the strategy behind that.
But what's kind of nice now is it gives Cameron Bell a little bit more field to work with, so he can put his foot through the ball a little bit more and hopefully pin the Steelers back deep again like they were on their previous drive.
Although the defence didn't really take full advantage of it. A little bit surprising, but the Sandwell, the Steelers offence is doing very, very well.
So 4th and 2 becomes 4th and 7. Cameron Bell waits for the ball. It's a low snap, but he fields it well again. Oh, but the officials have blown that dead. He did. And that's exactly what he'll be calling. Cameron Bell caught that ball, but as he caught the ball, his knee touched the ground, which technically means he's down there.
Puts the Steelers in some very, very good field position.
Very unfortunate, obviously coming from that low snap. And Cameron's doing whatever he can to catch that ball, but that knee did touch the ground. So again, these games are, they say that this sport's a game of inches, and these are decisions, these are points in a game such as this which can decide the outcome. So 1st down, Sandwell, spread again, Glover drops back, he's got a man on the out pattern, and Hardwick comes up,
there.
Makes that tackle for a gain of, giving him 4. Giving him 4 there.
Time out, Sandwell, first time out of the half.
So as we come towards the end of the first half, Sandwell will start using their timeouts to try and reserve that time.
Now, as the Sandwell Steelers offense pushes further and further into the so-called red zone, the Caesars will be starting to think about maybe dropping that deep cover and maybe send a few more players in towards that quarterback.
We've got 1 minute 40 left in the first half. So for Sandwell to score here would be a real blow to all the hard work that Nottingham have put in this first half. Yeah, that red zone that George was talking about, anything inside the 20-yard line is classed as that red zone, and offenses sometimes change what they do, their philosophy, and may have scripted plays which they feel are more effective to gain those 20 yards, and obviously ultimately make them score.
It'll be interesting to see what the Steelers come out with now.
I've got to say, I think they're going to keep going with that passing game. Even though they've had success with that run game and they've been in the middle of the second quarter, they do seem to favour Glover's arm.
Again, the DB is very far off.
Yeah, you've got to know where those sticks are, know where the first down. He's got time, but now he's flushed.
Pressure.
He's flushed the other way, and he's nearly taken down. He's still on his feet, but
Andrew
he is taken
Wilkins,
down.
sack.
Andrew Wilkins with the first sack of the game, and
Oh.
we've got a little bit of afters there. I don't know whether or not there's nothing from the officials, so they're going to let that go, but that's an extremely vital play there from Wilkins. Great pressure and great outside contain from the Caesars defensive line there.
Yeah, quarterback looked like a rabbit in the headlights there.
The one thing you don't want to do as a defense is give runners, give quarterback the outside. You need to try and make sure that you keep him in the pocket so that when he does flush out of the pocket, there is a man there, as Wilkins was, to take him down. So that's a vital tackle for a loss there on the quarterback. And that brings up, looking where the yard marker is now, it brings up around about 13 yards for a first down now. And it is third down. So 3rd and 13. Big play for Nottingham here. Glover drops back to pass again. He's going to the left. He's got a man. It's overthrown. No flags on the play. So once again, Nottingham bend but don't break. And after that unfortunate error by Nottingham special teams, it would appear that at the very worst, they're going to come away 3 points down, depending on the effectiveness of the
I think
Sandwell
it's fair
kicking.
to say that sack did swing momentum there for the Nottingham defence. That will be interesting.
It looks as though Sandwell are electing to punt here rather than go for the 3 points.
That is interesting. They're not that far away. Nottingham did try a field goal earlier on from similar distance.
It would be around about a 43-yard field goal. Oh, it's a fake. Oh, no, it's not. He pulls it down then to kick and puts up a not the best kick, to be fair, from there. He's only gained really a net of around about 8 yards with the ball going through the end zone. It'll come back out to the 20-yard line, and Nottingham will have around about a minute to see if they can move down the field to score themselves.
It's a little bit of a surprising call in that situation. I thought if they weren't going to go for a field goal, they'd attempt to get the first down. Still, even if Nottingham had stopped them, they'd have still been in similar sort of field position that they are now.
So as the first half winds down, still all to play for, and obviously the temperature down on the field is just going to keep eating away, not only at both defences.
You have got a little bit more cloud cover than we had earlier, which is useful for the players.
So the run. So we've got Dobson on the ball. Oh, Dobson really is met by an absolute plethora. A plethora of Sandwell players.
Yes.
It appears now from that first run, you can gauge very much what an offensive drive and the offensive coordinator is thinking by that first
I think
down.
they're just looking to run down the clock now. Just get in there at half time and restart the motor.
The thinking would be they've dodged the bullet really off that botched punt, and it looks like it would appear the referee is going, and that is the half. So Nottingham run the clock out, and the score at half-time here from Harvey Haddon Stadium in Bilborough is the Steelers 0, the Caesars 0. So one half of football complete in what we thought would be a really tight game between the two league leaders. What stood out really for you in terms of that first half?
What stood out, I think, was the defences were so solid. Not a lot of yardage given up. Very, very back and forth game. But no major plays, which is always good to see, and the defence will take that in, and they should be on a high really going in. 0-0 at half-time, very good for the defence, not so much for the offence.
Interesting that, as we said from the outset, both teams electing to pass more than they're electing to run, but it appears that, like we've said, both teams have that connection with Johnson to Davidas and Glover to Green, working really effectively so far.
Yeah. It does surprise me, but what we've seen when teams are coming out with the run is that they are putting 5, 6, 7 yards on. And again, going back to the British League and the way it is, typically you tend to see a higher percentage of run plays till you do pass. And it is interesting to see that they've come out in this way in both teams, not just one.
Well, both quarterbacks obviously have got some talent. They can obviously put the ball where it needs to be and have made some real effective plays in that first half. How do you expect things to change, if at all, in the second half?
I think really it doesn't come down to the defence. I think it comes down to the offence. It'd be interesting to see what both coordinators come out with. Potentially they may go back to the run. It does seem to open up the game. We know that the Steelers are very good on the short passes. Perhaps we might see a few more short passes. Both times the teams have come to 3 and outs or got so far up the field, they seem to move away from those short passes that they know, particularly the Steelers, and go for the long ball. And so far, both teams' DBs have held up.
So, double coverage prior to this game predicted that the Steelers would run out winners by at least 2 scores. At the moment, at the half, it's 0-0, and it's still anybody's game. So we're going to take a break. There's some festivities going on down at half-time, and join us again for the second half in around about 10 minutes or so.
basically you can stand back, you just need to leave on stand up, you're not holding it.
No, okay. Do you want these on? Or So we've got a bit of a half-time interview here for you. We've got the current Nottingham Caesars Juniors starting quarterback, Tom Henley here. Probably going to be quite an awkward conversation when he's here with his head coach. Tom, you involved with the game today? What have you been up to?
I've just been ball boy for today and been good. Another day out.
So a lot of time we've really struggled to get ball boys for the senior games. Why does it work for you, if you like, being down on that sideline watching the senior version of what you do?
I think it's good, especially with the junior setup. It's almost, you go into it as a family sort of deal. So when you're here with the seniors, it kind of feels like you're in the club completely.
Yeah.
When you're helping out with the seniors, and eventually when you play senior ball, you're automatically, you know what's going on, and you just get used to the culture of being on the sideline.
Have you taken anything from Dan Johnson's play at all, or Glover for the Sandwell Steelers that you might adapt into your own game?
Definitely Dan's composure in the pocket today has been brilliant. He's under a lot of heavy pass rush today, and he's done really well. Glover has also done really well in terms of his mobility around the pocket and evading the sacks. So both really good quarterbacks, and I'm learning a lot.
So let's put Coach on the spot a little bit now then. This is your starting quarterback, okay? How's he been? How's he grown since you've had him? And you know, what are your hopes, if you like? Do you trust him?
Do I trust him? I suppose I've got to. I've got no option. No, he started. Well, he actually started under you, really, playing D-line. Surprisingly, he has come on a lot as a quarterback. He really has got a good head for the game. Sometimes I worry about him under pressure. Sometimes I do, but I think all quarterbacks, to some extent, you have to worry about. Most of the time, makes a very good read, and he does. He leads the team well, and I think that's the most important thing any quarterback can do.
Yeah. So, you've been playing this game how long?
3 years.
And we're obviously all about, people in this stadium today, people here this afternoon, we're all about this game of American football. Why would you want to encourage people not only just to start watching the game, but potentially for 16 to 19 year olds who obviously could join you with the juniors? Why do you play this game?
I think the social side of it, outside the match playing, is what's really a pull factor for me staying. Like, in terms of playing a lot of rugby growing up through school, you don't feel as much as a team. It's probably because it's a minority sport. We are all friends and we all have a common interest about this team's going to Super Bowl and fantasy football sort of games. So it's something, the social side of it's really pulled me in, and I love it.
Sorry, it looked like you were giggling about the social side of things. No.
No. I'm going to switch mics. I'm going to hold the mic for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Its mic's not quite close enough.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
So the chaps at home and the ladies can't quite hear him. But tell us a little bit about the first game of the season we had against the Birmingham Lions.
Tough game, very tough game. Runners up in the country for the last 2 years. Brilliant setup just under the university, coming on coached under Wayne Hill, and now in the new setup. But a good group of lads, and we went there, we gave them a good game, and we got the most compliments I've ever seen. And from a team like that, that's the biggest compliment you'll ever get, saying we're a strong, hard, physical team, and we were great to play against. And we actually had a real game of football, and there's a lot to take away from there. And if we get a reverse fixture here, I think we could go all the way.
Now, it was a loss. It did come out as a loss. A very good performance, and as head coach, I think that's the happiest I've ever been in a loss. But they do say you learn more from a loss than a win. What, if anything, did you pick up from that game?
I picked up I need to be more composed in the pocket on a personal level. On a team level, we realised we need to get off the bus a bit faster. I feel letting 21 points in the first quarter and then winning the rest of the game, you can't really win football like that. And worked with the O-line in terms of developing our protection schemes. It's going a long way, so that loss will definitely help us in the future. Massively.
Now, as mentioned earlier, we've had a lot of players, particularly from last season, go on to play university football. And I think it's fair to shout out Joseph Tobolowski, who has been signed in Finland, both after playing for myself and down at the Derby Braves, who are a fantastic setup. What are your plans for the future?
Right now I'm taking a year out. I'm not sure what to do. I will focus on the sports side of things, get stronger, and hopefully I'll either be going to Durham or Birmingham the year after and hopefully compete for the quarterback job. But next year in terms of football, I feel the time will be for me to play 11-man football, so be hopefully Dan Johnson's backup, get a few snaps and play at a higher level of physicality for my development as a player.
It's great to hear from you, Tom, and I'd like to thank you both.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Matt's got something else to add.
Score prediction, second half.
3-0 Caesars.
3-0 Caesars.
He's calling for a very, very close game there. Very close game. Thank you for coming on, Tom, filling in the half-time spot. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Take care. Just a quick one. You ready, sir?
Coach the mic. The mic needs to be on the microphone.
Come on. Sorry. Can you hear us talking then? Can you hear us through these? Right, okay. So, Coach, 0-0.
Yes.
What have you made of it?
Well, it's been a really good game. I just think that the offence has done well, the defence has done exceptionally well. I just think it's going to be one who makes the first mistake.
Yeah,
we will break out.
We thought on that punt, well, unfortunately Cameron put his knee down, we thought that might have been a turning point, but then again your defence stepped up really well for that 3 and out, and that sack by Wilkins was a real big turning point.
I think they came in with the intention of turning us over very easily and quickly, and they've had a surprise. All we've got to do now is stay focused on where we are, what we've got, and take it right to the end and play hard football now.
The offence looks good. Dan looks like he's finding his receivers.
The offence this year has been very, very good. Again, we just needed that little bit of spark, and we've gone.
Okay.
We've been so close.
How hot is it down there?
It's not bad.
Is it alright? Players going to be alright second half?
Yeah,
Plenty of rehydration going on?
Yes, I keep chucking the water down.
Okay.
It'll be fine, mate.
Well, all the best for the second half.
Thank you very much.
You got a score prediction?
Thank you very much.
Have you got a score prediction?
Thank you very much.
I think that's a no comment there from the head coach.
Come and see me sometime. You might be able to make a decent player.
No, that's long gone. But nice to meet you, Coach. Cheers.
That was Coach Bosley there.
Oh,
Thank
dear.
you.
So the players are out warming up for the second half. He's an incredible character, Coach Bosley. He's 68 years old. He was the guy who coached me when I was 14, 15, and even back then I thought he was 68 years old. So the fact that he's still 68 years old, he just seems to be never ending, and this place is his life. He's just put so much into.
Do you know, my mother's the same. She's been 39 for the last 21 years.
Your mother's never younger than me.
I'll tell her that.
But he is. I mean, the amount of money he spent on just keeping this club going, and when in years where things have fallen around him, he's had that faith and that drive just to keep things going. I think today, anybody involved with the Caesars is really owes Barry a heck of a lot.
Yes, he's the life and the soul of the club. He does a lot outside of the football community as well. I think that's fair to say. In fact, he does an annual food drive now for a church on Mansfield Road in Nottingham.
He's heavily involved with the church, and his faith it means a lot to him. And I think that over the years has enabled him to not only field a team for those 32 seasons in a row, but also to make the Caesars competitive more often than not. Please, you can see on your screen about ways to get involved with us: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Use that hashtag there. We'd love to hear from you. We've had 3 or 4 in the first half, but It'd be nice to know if anybody else is watching.
Please, let us know where you are. You know, I'd like to know that we've got some fans down in Australia.
Have we?
Well, I don't know. We don't know, do we?
We don't know, unless you tell us. And also, how we're doing. We're learning as we go along as well, and George and I have known each other for many years, but it's the first time we've done anything in this capacity together. So anything we can do to enhance your experience wherever you are in the country is welcome advice for us. Steve, any ideas how many people we've got around about? How many? So yeah, at last count, Mr. Mosedale. I'm hoping that's the one and only Jack Mosedale, who was a real prevalent running back for the junior team not so long ago. Good to see from you. You're watching the game. Be nice to see you and the old boys, the Joe Gartons, the Josh Hannahs, down here supporting one afternoon.
We have got Connor Scott's a former teammate of mine as well.
Yeah.
It's great to see him back out on the field.
So if Connor can be playing, you boys can all be playing as well.
No excuses, lads.
I'm told that at last count we've 350 people at least have tuned in to watch us. So for our first attempt, we're pretty pleased with that. But if you are watching, spread the word. Well, that's 350 streams. Who knows? There may be one venue that is showing it to 1,000 people. You never know, do you?
I do apologise to those 1,000 people about Matt.
But yeah, so we're having a good time. The teams look like they're getting ready to come back out again. Dan's warming up on the sideline. Sandwell are out ready. And we're about ready to go again. So yeah, I mentioned earlier on about the exciting new ventures this year. With obviously Steve and his crew with the Caesars TV. And incidentally, should you want to rewatch this game again, it'll be on YouTube on our Caesars TV channel immediately that this game finishes, so you can rewatch this production in all its glory as many times as you want. We already know about our sideline reporter, Spence, who's done a pretty good job so far in his first attempt. We've got that media team working hard through the variety of social media platforms trying to promote the club. At half-time we had a bit of a field goal competition where a young lady managed to win herself a little bit of Caesars merchandise by kicking through the uprights. We've got Andy Cusworth, who, again, another veteran Caesars player who's our game day announcer today, who's trying to keep the crowd informed here of developments during the game. So lots and lots to look forward to this year, trying to create as positive and as professional a production as we can to bring Caesars football to the nation. So, second half, Caesars are playing from left to right as we look. They will be receiving the ball. And we're just about all set. So the score is 0-0.
I think it's interesting to point out that really we've only had one red zone attempt from the Sandwell Steelers, and that really was down to that punt. It's been very back and forth between the two 20s.
And just before the second half starts, I must give a shout out to James Henson and the Henson family, Matt and Denise, and little Jessica, who are sat in the sunny Costa del Calverton watching us. So I hope you guys are okay, and I hope James's arm isn't feeling too bad after his unfortunate accident on Friday with his cartwheeling exploits. So enjoy the second half, and it's good to know you guys are watching. So the Caesars do get the second half underway with that return from Cameron Bell, number 25. And they will take over, start their initial drive of the second half on their own 34-yard line.
We've discussed it before, but it will be interesting to see how they come out. I'm half expecting them to run, to be honest. Daniel Dobson's on there, a very, very strong running back. I think Jason Robinson's on there as well.
Yeah. So Dobson actually is lining up slightly different formation,
yes. Yeah. So it is a heavier set.
And goes in motion to the right. So two receivers, and they do look to pass again.
Oh, it's a pick. Fantastic.
Just slightly overthrew his receiver, and it's picked off by number 2.
Joe Reynolds.
Joe Reynolds with the pick.
Oh, I do apologise, that's Sam Jeter.
So, Jay, the engineer. Thank you. Sundays can't really get any better than this. Spence, what did you make of that last play?
Well, after a fantastic run by Slippy Mickey there on the kick-off return, it's disappointing to see that the receiver for the Caesars didn't even jump to try and catch that ball. A nice pick, though, there. The guy just knew where that ball was coming, stood exactly in place and just received it into his hands for Sandwell's possession. Disappointing to see at the start of the first half, though. I'm remaining neutral, so that was actually quite good for them. Remaining neutral, remember that.
The man with the moustache there.
So Sandwell get an opportunity from their own 40-yard line. Glover drops back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. Eyes downfield. He's got a man wide open. He's overthrown him. He's overthrown him on the right sideline.
Again, that's the defensive pressure that's caused that overthrow.
That's Liam White, who just couldn't haul that one in. Always difficult to throw as you're moving forward as a quarterback, but Glover does do a very good job of keeping his eyes downfield. So yeah, second down. Second down on the 40. So if we're going to be critical, that ball did sail a little bit on Johnson when he did let go of it. But yeah, maybe the receiver possibly made a little more of an effort. But hey, it's easy to say with hindsight. But still not all lost. Sandwell still have a way to go, and there's nothing yet in the first half that's proved that the Caesars defense can't stop that. So Glover in the backfield again. Two receivers either side. Man in motion comes across. And it's a fumbled snap, and Glover picks it up, and he's going to make something, and Wilkins misses the tackle, and Glover falls forward for a pickup of 4.
Well recovered by Glover there, very well recovered. I have to say, he has impressed me today. He's not a quarterback that I know a lot about, but watching him so far, he does seem to have this awareness about him that not many other quarterbacks across the league do.
Reacts very quickly and does have a good pair of feet, and that's really from a quarterback perspective. If you can keep your feet moving, you can stay alive longer and you can make things happen. And even with incidents like that with a fumbled snap,
he looks like he's got some speed on him as well. If he breaks around that corner, he could cause some serious damage.
So another big third down coming up, 3rd and 6, maybe 6.5. You would have thought they would come out passing, particularly with the field position. Glover's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He drops back, he looks right, he now looks left. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught. And that's number 86 for Sandwell, who takes that in for the opening score. Alex Salter, who dabs his way into the end zone.
Fantastic catch, fantastic grab.
Beautiful pass by Glover again. Unfortunately, Adam Wilson on the coverage there got caught ball watching. Spence, tell us about that from your perspective.
Well, from down here, I've seen a young receiver unfortunately beating an equally young cornerback there into the end zone. A fantastic catch on his part, but a disappointing celebration dance, because I do believe the dab has gone out of fashion now. I think they're now doing the running man.
Do you want to give us a dab?
Behind the times, but yeah.
There's the running man.
Just like that, as demonstrated on the bench.
There's the running man.
That one. That's what
perfect.
they should be doing.
Spence, you are a trendsetter.
Back to the game.
You are the ultimate trendsetter. And then Sandwell have gone for 2, and Glover's looked to the back of the end zone. There's a flag comes down late. So the attempt's no good, but there is a flag. And number 13 for Nottingham, Matthew Altham, is looking a little perturbed, but it may well be the way that the Caesars are walking off the field. It may well be called against the Steelers. Let's just wait for the official.
Ineligible downfield against the offence. That penalty is declined. The try is no good.
So due to the fact that the play was extended and Glover had to roll out, unfortunately one of the offensive linemen, it would appear, went too far downfield, and therefore that play is negated.
It is 6-0 to the Steelers.
So, points off turnovers. Turnovers themselves are usually costly, but when you get points off turnovers, that can be obviously the difference between a win and a loss.
I have to say the Steelers capitalised on that pick really, really well.
Difficult as well, because obviously that corner was on his own there against the receiver, against Adam Salter. You sometimes like to think that you may have some safety help back there, but obviously where it was and the ball was thrown down the sideline, the safety wasn't able to get across quick enough, which probably resulted in that play being as effective as it was. So Nottingham have got to run right back now. They've got to try and grasp this game by the scruff of the neck and get straight back into it after a disappointing first series in the second half. So the return men for Nottingham, I think we've got Rob Hardwick, I think, at the back there. Is that Rob? And Mickey Fisher again. So the punt returner, and the ball is short, but who's taking it? Fisher picks the ball up. He's found a little seam up the middle. He's broken one tackle, and that's a decent return out to the 35-yard line. So once again, Nottingham with the wind in this third quarter, need to see if they can capitalise, especially if they elect to keep that passing game going. So good return there by number 20, Mickey Fisher.
Again, I think it's worth noting that Daniel Dodson's back on the field. I'm expecting another heavy pass, a heavy run set. Be interesting to see if they try to pass out of it again, though.
So again, Dobson is on at fullback. Robinson at halfback. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. First down. The run ball does go to Robinson, but Robinson snagged in the backfield and then met again by a number of Sandwell defenders.
That was well read by Sandwell's defence there.
Which will bring up 2nd and 14. And the atmosphere in the ground just seems to have been tempered a little bit by that Sandwell score. Another members of the seasoned media team who's done a fantastic job so far this season is our official photographer, Jamini Mystery, who's down on the sideline taking some fantastic shots and provides some incredible post-game shots for the website. So she's been really proactive in trying to do everything she can for the club this year. So 2nd and 13 make it. Same formation again, although Dobson and Robinson switch roles, and Dobson's met in the backfield by number 92 for Sandwell, Ovi Amurda.
The Steelers' defence is looking very strong. Tough, straight up the middle runs aren't going to work today.
Which puts Nottingham in a very difficult 3rd and 17 situation almost. General convention is that they would pass this, but obviously Dan's confidence may be a little low after throwing that last pick.
It is interesting that earlier on in the game, the first half, the few attempts Caesars did run did tend to gain a few yards, and here we've seen them lose 7 very quickly.
So, depending on how the coaches are thinking, the offensive coordinators today, it may well be another run just to try and think, right, and it is, the ball's up the middle. Oh, it's a pass. It's a great play action, but the pass out there to Dobson, and Dobson's met back at the original line of scrimmage and then pushed back slightly.
Yeah,
so that'll
7-yard gain there.
That'll bring up 4th and about 12, and they'll be forced to punt. Spence, what have you got for us?
Well, it appears to me that Sandwell have came out the gates like a raging stallion in the second half, where the Caesars are a little bit more relaxed, possibly because of the excellent snacks on offer at the Tuck Shop, of which I had a lovely can of pop, which now means I need a wee. But other than that, it's a good game that is now not evenly matched because Sandwell lead.
You know, you wouldn't strike me as somebody who's had many snacks at break time. You look fine.
Thank you very much.
Just show us that running man again. there it is. Anyway, so there's the punt. The punt up from Bell. Thanks, Spence. And it's a good punt again, which is fielded, and it's fumbled and dropped on by the Steelers return man.
He's recovered that well, but it puts Steelers at I do apologise. The Steelers at the 10-yard line.
Steelers and Caesars is far too similar to keep, aren't they? Anyway. So hopefully that little chink in the Sandwell armour can enable this Nottingham defence to get back to the way they were playing during the first half. So it will be Sandwell ball at their own 12-yard line. The weather remains beautiful here in Nottingham.
You don't see that many times in a year, though.
You don't see that many times in the year. A far cry from what was the Mud Bowl of a couple of years back.
I remember that well.
So first down, 2 receivers split, and the running back again, Horton, I think, carries the ball up the middle.
A few yards there.
But what Sandwell were able to do against Nottingham, which was to lose yards on those runs, unfortunately the Caesars defensive line don't appear as dominant. It looks like we've got 2 Caesars players currently down on the field, which is a worry because it looks like a defensive lineman and possibly a linebacker. We've got number 65, John Stobbs, who's a veteran for Nottingham, who's struggling to get to his feet. And he is back on his feet now. Very gingerly on that right leg.
Now there are 2 key defensive players missing on the Caesars team today, including our very own Spence. He's out with an injury. And Jamie Sholter, who's unfortunately struggling with a fractured back injury. He is walking around. I think he's had some scans and he's had some good news, but not yet ready to play.
Spence, what do you got for us, buddy?
It looks like 2 of the tackles for the Caesars have been come off injured. I've got John Stobbs coming over to me now. He's going to sit on the bench, which might knock it over. He's down. He seems to be hobbling a bit. And we've got the other, we've got Jamie down on the field there. No, James, sorry, down on the field. Ironically, they're calling the paramedics over, and he is a paramedic. So, there we go.
You're meant to be diplomatic. It's not good to tell people they're going to knock benches over when they sit on them.
Well, I'm trying my best. I'll be more neutral next time. Promise.
Thanks, Spence. So, yeah, it appears that we will have a slight delay as the paramedics attend to that Caesars defender. It's a tad on the worrying side that since going down he's not moved, but we'll wait and see what the diagnosis is. I don't know if it's something about the Caesars TV, but the last game we did against Doncaster, we had to fill for a little bit of time due to an injury, which ended up turning into about 2.5 hours, didn't it? 5.5 hours. But anyway, back to that touchdown really for Sandwell. Again, it was the fact that Glover had his eyes downfield, and as a DB, you being obviously a DB yourself, you sometimes get caught in two minds as to whether to watch that quarterback or to keep your eyes on the receiver.
Yeah, my philosophy is receiver first. In theory, your sideline and the rest of your defence should be calling whether the quarterback's still got the ball, whether he's taken off, whether it's a run or a pass. Perhaps there was a little bit of miscommunication between the teams there, or between the defence. But Steelers did really utilise that.
It's good to see James Fletcher, number 51, back on his feet and coming off the field on his own steam. So we'll be able to get the game back underway relatively soon.
Obviously, with the heat we've got today, it does bring to light the need for hydrating players. It's often a struggle. We had training this morning, and players do struggle in this heat. But so far, so good for both teams.
So 2nd and 7. See if they elect to give it to Horton again in the backfield. 2 receivers both sides again. Looking for the hard count. Glover looks back to pass. He's got a man, and it's another fantastic reception.
Steve Kinnersley there.
So Glover to Kinnersley managed to work in the first half a couple of times, and he's found him again midway through this third quarter for another Sandwell first down.
Sandwell are finding some holes in this Caesars defence.
They seem to be finding seams just behind those linebackers, just behind linebackers in front of safeties. And again, they're staying true by the looks of things to what their game plan has been all the game. Glover again, he's gone this side. It's another little hitch pattern to number 86, but that's a good open field tackle there.
It's Alex Salter there again with a great grab.
And Mickey Fisher on the tackle.
Does look like he may have just tweaked something though on the way down.
Salter stayed down, which is never a good sign to see. Mickey Fisher again with good open field tackle. We've not seen many missed tackles today.
No, just one, I think, that I've counted so far.
Was that James Smith on the opening kickoff? He asked me not to mention that when I saw him at half time, but it'd be rude not to. So another slight delay for an injury.
There's been a couple missed tackles, but in general the defence has been good.
We've got Spence again. Spence, what do you need?
I'm not just informing you of the now occurring injuries that are happening in the second half. You see people cool down during the half time, don't properly warm up, and we've got a spate of injuries. So we've got 2 injured D linemen for the season, and now unfortunately the young man from Sandwell appears to have landed awkwardly on his leg, unfortunately on the Caesars sideline. So we'll see how that goes.
Any word on our 2 D linemen? How's Stobbsy?
Stobbsy, he's had a lot of free spray on his leg, so hopefully that cures pretty much everything, doesn't it? Really, I mean, malaria, cramp, all things like that are cured with free spray, as far as I'm aware.
And I can see him obviously sat next to you there without his pads on. Is his day done due to that injury?
James, how are you feeling?
Alive.
He's alive. He's just got cramp. He's old.
Oh, okay. All right, fair play. Thanks, Spence.
I think we must state now that freeze spray doesn't actually cure malaria. I think that was a bold claim there, one that I do apologise on Spence's behalf.
This is kind of the reason that we've put Spence on the sideline, that he doesn't talk too often, because we're not overly sure how accurate a lot of the information actually that he's going to give us is. So, but he's entertaining. Unfortunately, this may well look a little bit more severe, although the player has just sat himself up now. Yeah, let's take this opportunity, get yourself involved again. We've had a few tweets obviously earlier in the second half, but we're still loving to hear from you if you're around and about, if you're enjoying the game, if you're watching it with friends, family, wherever you are. Well, we've got a tweet coming in from Double Coverage this afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you ever so much. Enjoying the stream. Keep up the excellent work. It's great to know that obviously people there at Double Coverage are tuning in as well. And I think actually on their Twitter feed you can find a link to this stream as well for your friends. I'm just going to try and see if I can get onto the Double Coverage feed.
Alex Salter has got up, being carried off by two of his players. Hopefully he'll be all right. He does seem to be moving.
Yeah. Not sure he'll return to this game today, but like
just had a message in for Jay Barner. Alex Salter, if you do watch this later, never ever do that dance again. That's what we've been told.
And as we probably mentioned, the dab is so 2015. So, it looks like we're going to be restarting the game shortly. Salter's just managed to make his way off the field with his help from his buddies, and we've now got a 2nd and 7 coming up for Sandwell.
You need to move those shin pads up, James.
So here we go. Game restarts, 2nd and 7. The same formation again that they've used all day long. So 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Horton in the backfield, Glover at quarterback. 2nd and 7. Wilkins looking to blitz. He comes off the edge. Another quick pass, and it's picked up by Hardwick. Hardwick still on his feet and takes it back to the 35-yard line of Sandwell.
Great awareness there from Hardwick. Absolutely brilliant.
But also must say that came from pressure again from Wilkins off the right side of the defensive line.
It did, but really, the receiver should have had it. You know, he got hands to it. Unfortunately, he tipped it, and he tipped it the wrong way.
So, once again, hopefully another momentum swing. Let's see again, can the Caesars capitalise on good field position, on good momentum?
So far the Steelers defense has held up.
So first down Nottingham on the Sandwell 35-yard line. Gone back to their original formation from the first half. 2 receivers either side. Robinson in the backfield. And Robinson does get the handoff again and again. He's snagged in the backfield. Number 59 for Sandwell. Sam Rafferty this time.
That's quite a big loss there. Absolutely great outside containment. Absolutely great. They picked it up. And they seem to be doing this consistently now.
This run game for Nottingham, the last 3 or 4 plays, has not gained any ground. And again, straight back into a hole. 2nd and 20 now. At
what point as an offensive coordinator do you start to worry?
And go back to what was working in the first half, which were, again, like Sandwell, those short passes. Build the confidence up for the receiver. So, 2nd and 20, Johnson back to pass. He's got time. He's got a man. Just short. Short of his intended receiver, Andrew Lovett.
I think the pressure's starting to get to Dan now. The offensive line does seem to be struggling a little bit.
So there's not many plays that you have in your playbook for 3rd and 20. You either decide that you're going to go for it and risk that pick, or you stuff it up your jumper, run up the middle, and try and force the issue by putting the opposition in bad field position with a punt.
Just had a Twitter feed in from Tom Harvey and Elliot Sharp, our very own, sat down at the bottom of the stadium eating pizza, enjoying the game. Yes, absolutely. Although, to be fair, one is an offensive lineman, and credit to him, he's a very, very good one.
Okay, here we go then, 3rd and 20. Johnson back to pass. He swings it out.
Another hospital pass to J-Rob.
Just too far for the receiver out of the backfield.
A little bit of afters once again.
Hospital pass or J-Rob? So that brings up 4th down. Brings up 4th down and 20, and the Caesars will be forced to punt.
Now, as a running back, these passes that Dan's been throwing out, and all credit to him. Most 9 times out of 10, the reasonable passes. At what point as a running back do you start to worry about going up for a grab like that? You don't want to be stretching out right in front of a defender. And player safety in this game has been something that's been talked about a lot.
Yeah. So Cameron Bell on again to punt. It's a better snap this time, and he's got time, and he puts another beautiful spiralling punt up high into the air. It is Ferdy with it and fumbled! Oh, and recovered again.
Yeah, there has been a lot of talk, alongside the British leagues with the NFL, college football, about player safety, particularly keeping heads out of games. Concussion as well. It's something we've seen in rugby. George North, obviously, famously got concussed twice during a Wales game. I mean, what are your thoughts on that in high impact sports?
It's very difficult. It's something that's been in the game for years and years and years, and only recently with all the research and again the promotion of films like Concussion, the Will Smith film, that it's really beginning to come out how dangerous these sports are. But equally, they're talking about heading the ball in football being damaging. So at what level do you draw the line? It's very difficult. Back to the game. Sandwell, obviously, 2 receivers either side again. Wilkins coming up the middle. Manages to stay on side. It's that same hitch again, and it could have been picked off.
Love it very nearly with that catch.
And Mickey Fisher, just if he'd had those hands up, might have ended up being able to run that one back.
I do apologise, that was Liam White.
Some score updates for you from courtesy of double coverage from across the country. We've got the Tamworth Phoenix over the Lancashire Wolverines by a score of 37-7. Merseyside Nighthawks 31-7 up on the Sheffield Predators. The London Blitz taking on the South Wales Warriors and currently leading 13-0. Some more for you in a moment after we've watched this second down play by Sandwell. Passing again from Glover, but he's got a gap up the middle.
It's broken.
And it's well snagged down by number 19 for Nottingham, Ash Morley.
The defence picked it up well there, but really, you can't let him run like that. You can't. The hole opened up right up the middle, and he went. He saw it, and he took it.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 for Sandwell. Carrying on with our scores, we've got the London Warriors 33-0 ahead of the London Olympians. The Farnham Knights currently taking on the Bristol Aztecs and leading by a score of 38-21. 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for Sandwell. Really big play again for the Nottingham defence if they can stop them on this one. Watch those hitch plays again. Seems to be what's been most effective. Looked like a false start there by one of the linemen. It's a screen pass, and he's incomplete.
Yeah, he's dropped it.
So tried to set up the screen under a lot of pressure, which the quarterback will be when his offensive linemen start pulling to set up that screen for the running back. Fortunately for Nottingham, the ball's incomplete, and Sandwell will be forced to punt from their deepest field position yet, which could play into the hands of Mickey Fisher.
It did look to be a false start on that play there, but obviously the referee's not picking it up. But all credit to Nottingham, they did just about manage to get enough pressure to ruin that play.
So in Division 1, in the Northern Conference, Division 1, Gateshead Senators 6-0 up over the West Coast Trojans.
Another close game there.
The Manchester Titans 12-0 ahead of the Yorkshire Rams. Obviously we know what's going on here in Bilborough. The Southern Conference, I'll come to that in a second after we've watched this Sandwell punt. There's a flag on the play. It's a good kick, but Fisher should be able to field it, which he does, actually, quite incredibly, and he's still on his feet.
He's cut back.
Let's see.
Good tackle, good tackle.
That's a decent pick up around about 15 yards.
Oh, we may be stopping for another injury.
2 Sandwell players down, one getting back. No, they're both
they're all right.
Let's see what the flag is. Here we go. Let's have a listen to the official. It's marching back to the Caesars by the looks of things, the way that the official in the middle of the field is standing. Let's have a listen. Oh no. Here we go.
Illegal formation on the kicking team, 5 men in the backfield. Be 5 yards from the end of a kick, 1st down for Nottingham.
I stand corrected. That'll tag on an extra 5 yards for Nottingham, which puts them in fantastic field position at the Steelers' 30-yard line.
Unfortunately, even with the positions they have been given in this second half, I'm half a day behind now. They haven't really done anything with it.
You really feel that at this point now, 30 yards away, late in the third quarter, they've got to make something of this possession.
I think they have to.
And what you hope they don't do is go back to the run initially, because it just puts them in a hole after first down. And Dan, it was a high snap. He's got time. He's going long. He's got Davidas in the end of the corner. Oh, and that looks like... must have been a very close call for pass interference there.
Now, the referees haven't called anything. I think they're going into the middle to discuss it.
No, I think that's just a genuine no call. There was an official only around 5 yards away. Davidas had 2 players sprawled all over him, and yet nothing was called. Decent pass by Dan, put it to a place where only his receiver could catch it.
It's sort of a grey area really with DBs, and it's an area that I played into, and a lot of DBs around the country do. As the rules are slightly different to the NFL, you can have your hands on a player downfield until the football's thrown by the quarterback. And I think the DBs played that well.
I like the intent though. Obviously, wasn't a completed pass, but we are still 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 13, 14 after a misguided run. Love it in motion. Johnson drops back again. He's going for the corner again. Exactly the same play. This one looks dangerous, but there's no one home.
Overthrown there.
Good coverage again. Trying to get the ball to Davidas. And I think we're going to go down to Spence, who may have something for us. What do you got, Spence?
Well, there's been a distinct change in atmosphere down on this sideline. Everybody seems a bit tense. There's a lot of shouting about that non-pass interference that wasn't given by the referees there. Just a distinct change in atmosphere down there. Very tense, obviously, because this game means a lot. It was very evenly matched, but now obviously the Sandwell are ahead, and so there's a lot of tension down on the Caesars sideline. I tried to be serious this time. Did it work?
Yes, it was very. What was your view on the no PI call?
As you know, I'm remaining neutral, so I have no opinion at all.
Johnson looks to pass again. He gets the ball away this time.
Great hit there.
And that third down, those 3 plays there, love it with the reception, but unfortunately they've come away empty again. Now big decision to make here. Still obviously in the third quarter, 30 yards away.
We've just had a tweet in from JBNTU. Thanking us for the great stream and the official disclaimers on Spencer's free spray.
We'll pass that on to Spencer. We'll polish him up for the next home game, I think on the 22nd of May. So the offense remain out on the field. In fact, Johnson's out on the field. They've got trips to the left. Robinson in the backfield, 4th and 10, and it's a direct snap to Robinson. And he's picked up 4 yards and then met with a crunching tackle.
A very, very brave call there. At the moment, the offense looks like it's trying to rope the wind.
So, turnover on downs this time then. Back to some scores. In the Northern Football Conference Division 2 West, the Halton Spartans are 27-10 ahead of the Crewe Railroaders. In the Division 2 South, the Northern Conference South, the the Staffordshire Surge are behind the Leicester Falcons by a score of 21-6. In the South Football Conference, the West Division 2, Bristol Apache handing it to the Jurassic Coast Raptors by a score of 34-0. Swindon Storm 22-0 down to the Cornish Sharks. The Torbay Trojans are having a bit of a drubbing against Oxford Saints, down 37-0. His first down for Sandwell. Same formation again. Glover looking to pass. He's gone up the middle again. Number 31 Bash there completely missed on the tackle that may well have put quite a lot of damage to Glover.
I hope wherever you are in the country you're enjoying this weather. Whether you've just finished a game or just about to start a late evening game. I hope you're enjoying it.
That middle seems to be opening up
far
too easily now. Whether it's the fact that those 2 D linemen, obviously we're missing that experience in the middle from the starting D linemen, but it does seem that Glover's got that middle whenever he wants it. And now there's a run up the middle this time. He bounced it to the outside. He's still on his feet, and he's dragged out of bounds. Anthony Collier. But not before he's picked up a couple of yards for a third and short situation. Just wrapping up these scores from the South Football Conference Division 2. The South Division of that South Football Conference. The Bournemouth Bobcats 14-0 ahead of the Hastings Conquerors. The Maidstone Pumas down by a score of 28-6 against the East Kent Mavericks. And I think I mentioned earlier on that a full-time score from yesterday was the Wembley Stallions running out 32-13 winners against the Essex Spartans. So, 3rd and 3 for Sandwell. And it's Glover back to pass. There's pressure. He's got a man again over the middle, and he's still on his feet.
Is that Liam White there, number 9?
So they move the chains again, and now we get into the realms of the clock being important. We're still in the 3rd quarter, and obviously it's only a 1-score game still. So anything more on the board from Sandwell could really put Nottingham in a difficult position, considering that they've failed to move the ball really.
Absolutely. And the Caesars defence, they seem to be punching holes through the O-line, but Sandwell are using that against them.
First down, Sandwell, from the 43 of Nottingham. Oh, that could be an encroachment call, but there's no flag, I don't think, at that. Man up the middle, number 23, and another good run. And that is Collier once more.
Yeah, good 9 yards there. Sandwell just starting to take the edge, I feel.
But again, runs up the middle where those 2 defensive tackles would have been in the first half. Second and 2 on the Caesars 39-yard line. Same formation once again. 2 receivers each side. Glover in the pistol formation. Nottingham show blitz on the edges. It's a low snap, and here comes the blitz. But he's escaped the blitz, and he's going for a man. He's overthrown his man downfield. Once again, great pressure on the edge.
Very good awareness, though, again from Glover.
Still keeping those eyes downfield all the time. Just been joined temporarily by the Caesars owner, Barry Bosley. What's going on second half, coach?
Well, I think we're just trying to get things moving a little bit, and I'm very happy with where we are at the moment. Very happy.
Seems to be a slight change of emphasis from pass to run in this second half.
Yes, I think we're just trying to.
I think, has that moved the chains? I think that has. So it's a Sandwell first down once again. So it is first down, Sandwell. Coach Bosley there, trying to be ever the optimist. Bit of a jump, Glover again looking. He's got loads of time, and he's hit that receiver in that seam again.
Yeah, wide open.
And this is where that defense begins to wear down, particularly in this heat. So it brings up second and very manageable 3 yards to go. It looks like the officials are stopping the game, so let's listen to what the deal is.
Timeout, Nottingham, first timeout of the half.
Probably not a bad call considering the way that this drive's gone and the way the second half has gone. Just for the coaches to talk things over with the defence. Spence, are you there?
I am here, yes, hello. So Sandwell moving the ball well down the field in this half. Unfortunately for the Caesars, that is. The quarterback proving to be more slippery than an eel covered in jelly. And even despite the fact he's under more pressure than a child about to do its SATs. So, yeah.
He comes out with some crackers.
The Sandwell driving hard down the field. They've just put their starting centre back in, a young Stewie Smith, who I used to coach at D-line, which proves either I'm a bad coach or he was a bad player, one of the two. We'll never know.
It appears that the loss from the Nottingham defensive line might be something that's a bit concerning. Since the quarterback seems to have a lot of holes straight up the middle at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly does appear to have quite a little bit of time as well. I mean, obviously, the Caesars are suffering with star defensive line players, Jamie Sholter and James Spencer. God knows who that guy is, but he is pretty good. Not being in at the minute, we're both out with injuries that could have them out for the rest of the season, if we're honest. But here we go, they're going back in. I'll pass back up to you because you're better at this bit than I am.
Thanks, Spence.
Again, the man with the moustache there. And I must point out another disclaimer, Spence just isn't that good.
Glover back to pass again. He's got time. Oh, that's going to be a potential
kick. Fisher!
And he's still on his feet. And he's at the 10-yard line.
Good play by Fisher there.
I was looking back at the officials because that was very close to being a late hit on the quarterback. But it appears Nottingham have got away with that one. And an excellent job of keeping his eye on that football and bringing it out 10 yards for the Caesars to start their next drive.
Yeah, Caesars will be starting on the 10-yard line. I think it's fair to say that Fisher has just recovered from that deep bomb that he allowed earlier.
On the touchdown. So, let's see if Nottingham can get their offense going then towards the end of this third period. A long way to go. 80 yards down the field. Spence, I believe you've got something for us on that pick.
Yeah, that pick was mainly down to, that's a lovely pass. David has to receive the ball here. He's slippery, isn't he? What's that, 5 guys to take him down? Not only can he catch, he can run, but he is a very strong young man as well.
So tell us about that pick again then, before you got interrupted by David.
Yeah, the pick was, you've obviously got Mickey reading the routes of the receivers exceptionally there, but you've also got pressure from Mike Thompson, number 58, coming off the edge there. May not have got there in time, it could have been a late hit, I wouldn't like to comment. But just knowing he was there in the peripheral of that quarterback there made him throw the ball into a dangerous area, and Mickey was waiting there to snap it up.
I must say, we had a hard look at the official after that hit. We considered it maybe a little late as well, but hey, that's the way things go. So here we go again. Thanks, Spence. Dan looks back. He's got Davidas again. And Davidas takes a big hit, but I think does fall forward for a first down.
Yeah, it'd be close. I think they may get the chains out on this one.
The only thing we're missing really today is a replay booth, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Steve Matthews needs to work on that then for future games. Replay booth. And that is the end of the third period. So Nottingham do dodge a bullet there towards the end of that quarter. And with the score remaining at 6-0 in favour of Sandwell, there is still all to play for in this final period. Once again, let us know if you're still with us. If you're not still with us, then apologies if we've bored you, but if we have bored you, you won't be hearing what I'm saying right now, so I don't know why I'm apologising. But other than that, we've got one period of play left. We do hope to get a couple of interviews post-match with a couple of the players and the coaches if possible, just to try and round off what has been a fantastic afternoon of football so far. Again, our friends at Double Coverage had this game down as a win for Sandwell, but by a 2-score margin. Now obviously that may well still be the case, but currently we do have a really tight competitive game, as we thought we would do with these two division leading sides. So Johnson back at quarterback with 2 receivers either side. Robinson in the backfield. Johnson looking to pass. He's got his eyes downfield. It's a very risky pass again. Looking for Davidas again with 3 men around him. might be wise maybe for Dan to maybe look off Davidas and try and hit somebody else in this fourth period. Go, Spence.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you'd turned to me. Oh, that was the first very Chris Kamara thing I've done today, isn't it? Well, to be honest, I wasn't watching. I was helping Mike cool down. The heat really starting to affect the players down here. There's a lot of chat about people that haven't correctly applied suntan lotion, or if any at all. And heat stroke is the 12th man on this game day, isn't he?
Thanks, Spence. Oh, Johnson just gets the pass off, and
big hit from Sam Jeter.
Sam Kinnelly does hold on to the ball. And just about gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about as much as he can manage off that. And Dan did well to get the ball off. There is a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, Sam Jeter and Greg Freeman on that play.
So that flag in that position is either in the area of holding or possibly some sort of personal foul against the quarterback. But let's see. The officials just discussing it over in the middle. Still waiting. Here we go. Here's the call from the official.
Personal foul, face mask, 42 on the defence, 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
Which is a real great break there for Nottingham. So a face mask penalty against Sandwell, which again keeps the drive alive, but also just marches that little bit closer and gives them a little bit more belief.
A couple of tweets just in. One from Bray Wendy, enjoying the game at home, and one from Sam Jono. Number 72 of the Steelers, if you're listening, Sam Banner. Unfortunately, your best friend doesn't like you enough to come to Nottingham. Just passing the message on, don't shoot the messenger. But he is enjoying the game at home.
So here we go, first down Nottingham on their own 35-yard line. Johnson again, sends a man in motion, looks to give him that ball, but it's now got a man over the middle and it's got it. Servic. Fantastic completion. Up to the 30-yard line.
Ooh, now there was a bit of afters there.
And there is a flag comes out. I just glanced down. Was that potentially a Sandwell infringement?
Well, I think there were a couple of incidents there. One against one of our Caesars players. I didn't see what happened on the floor though. Sarovic, it's worth noting this is his first year at the Caesars. Very talented player. Did start the season training as the backup QB. But obviously, you've watched him there. Very, very powerful receiver. Great hands.
Let's listen in.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defence, 15 yards from the end of the play, first down for Nottingham.
And that is huge. Starting from their own 10-yard line, the Nottingham Caesars now find themselves on Sandwell's 15-yard line. And this really is the time to strike now.
That was poor discipline there. It really was.
This thing, momentum, that we talk about is such a huge factor in this particular sport. You can think you're up in just a couple of plays like we've had. We've had a personal foul, a face mask penalty. Now we've had another personal foul and that big completion from Johnson to Sarchkovic as Johnson drops back again. He puts one up into the end zone. He's got a man. Oh, just incomplete. And Johnson had a lot of pressure in his face there. I would just like to say, obviously, apologies for the way if we are mispronouncing any of the players' names. We're just reading from what we've been given and are fully understanding if we're making a hash of certain people. But please do bear with us and we'll hopefully get better as the season progresses.
Going back to the penalties, a big portion of this game is psychological. You can't get away from that. Obviously, a big momentum swing, giving up 30 yards on 2 penalties. Really the worst penalties to give away. And one of them, should never have happened. Just ill discipline.
And the penalties that when you're ahead and you are controlling the game, as Sandwell have been in this second half,
absolutely,
you don't really need to do. It is like you say, it's just ill discipline that lets the side down. So anyway, let's see if Nottingham can punch this in, and it's gone over Dan's head. Dan's just going to have to drop on this one, and he's missed the ball. But one of his mates grabs it, fortunately.
One of his mates.
I just didn't see a number there, but there's a
That's
bit of...
J-Rob that's grabbed that ball back in.
Thank you. We've got a little bit of... complaining going on the sideline there. Jamie Sholter, who's not playing today, looking for a kick in the face there against one of the Sandwell players, but no flags on the field. So once again, from what was a really promising position for Nottingham, they find themselves in real dire straits now on third and eternity.
Yeah, and again, that's going to be a huge momentum swing for this Steelers defense.
All seems to have gone a little quiet again on social media. Remember, you can hit us up on Twitter or find our Facebook page. We'd love you to get in touch. Tell us where you're watching, how you're enjoying it. And Dan has got the football in his hands this time. He's looking to go to the outside.
That's Sarovic.
Nice pass. Nice pass, nice completion again to Sarcevic.
It'll be interesting to see there. I think we're on 4th down coming up.
That's what's coming up.
Whether they go for the field goal or whether they go for the first down. It's still a long way to try and move that ball. Obviously, with a little bit of time left on the clock, 3 points here wouldn't go amiss.
This would be where are we? Around about a 40-yard field goal, including the end zone if they were to go with that. But it looks like the offense is remaining out on the field, being in the 4th quarter. Not necessarily knowing when you're going to be down in this territory again. Let's see if Dan can find his man. Offensive line giving some time. He's put one up there and he's got a man, but it's not a catchable ball. He's thrown that one out of bounds, again into double coverage. Looking for Rodriguez there. Not necessarily the best decision, and again that's turned over on downs, and Sandwell will come away feeling like they've got away with some really ill discipline, but with this score remaining at 6-0.
Yeah, defense across the sideline. I'm sure the coaches will have a word about the discipline, but they look chuffed. And again, Caesars' offense walks off very, very deflated. Let's see if the defense could swing this momentum back.
Back down to my man Spence.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Disappointing there that snap to the QB Dan Johnson was a little bit overcooked, taking the Caesars from what was a fantastic position to now defending on the 25? I can't see from down here. I'm stood on a PE bench. Oh, running backs here. Oh, fantastic! Great gang tackling there from the Caesars linebackers. Back up to you because you're better at commentating than I am.
Thanks, Spence. So yeah, pick up around about 3. That's the area where they've been exploiting the Caesars D in this second half, where those 2 D tackles were keeping things quiet earlier on in the game, but managed to keep that first down effort to a minimum. Exactly the same formation that the Steelers have been running all game, with 2 receivers either side. Quarterback in the pistol with Houghton back deep. Long snap count. Caesars don't bite. And again, it's a great hit again that time from number 4 for the Caesars, Chris King. Oh, Chris King, there's a story. Chris King, formerly Chris O'Day, who's been a Nottingham American football legend, both with the Caesars and with the NTU Renegades in his time. Good to see him back on the field and back in a Caesars uniform today.
Yeah, he has moved over after Peterborough's folding. He was playing down there, I believe. Obviously loves his football.
And that's a real signature play from him, that squaring the shoulders, making the hit and stopping that ball carrier immediately. So another big third down here with time running down now in the 4th quarter, 3rd and 2. That big back in the backfield there, looking maybe to exploit the middle of the field. And he does indeed get it up the middle, but I think he has
short there, just I think.
It's going to be close to where they spot that ball, depending on where he's fallen. Difficult to tell from up here.
Well, it does look like there's a player getting up slowly. Number 56 of the Steelers, rolling around.
Yeah, Stuart Smith.
He's all right. He's on his feet. Just taking a breather.
Let's see where that ball's been spotted. For me, the Glover's waving that it is a first down. Officials talking it over. It's going to be very tight. And there's the timeout. They're taking an official's timeout. And I think they're going to bring the chains on here for our first measurement of the afternoon. While we've got a little break in play, while the chain crew comes on, just a reminder, you can watch a replay of this game on demand via our YouTube channel, and that's youtube.com/Caesars TV network. You'll see a full rerun of the game, and hopefully you'll be able to relive some of the best bits. Josh Hannah. Finally we get one of our old boys tweeting as well. We've had Jack Mose there, we've got Josh Hannah. Just let's see if I can get that up myself. Well, we've got that. Great turnout from Captain Bligh. Great turnout for Caesars football first game back at Harvey Haddon. Let's go see. Thanks for that.
Oh, they have given it the first down.
I assume Captain Bligh, you're out in the stands then watching us. It's good to hear from you. Let's see if I can find out what Josh Hannah was saying.
So that's first and 10 for the Steelers.
So Bray Wendy at home watching the game. Boston. Well, there's a hashtag for you. Not heard that word for a while. Good to know you're with us though, Wendy. First down, Sandwell from their own 37. Glover with the ball and time. He's got a man out this way.
Great grab.
Incomplete.
Oh, has he dropped it?
Yeah, it just came out.
You're a little bit taller than I am, so can't quite see over that O-line standing down there.
Just came out, that one did. So, that'll be second down. Still just trying to find that tweet from Josh. I don't know if you can help with that, Steve. Oh, that's a bit of a snowy tweet. Nick Wadlow. Oh, Nick Wadlow, a former player as well, enjoying the dulcet tones of Coach Walker all the way from Oman. You think it's hot there? We're at 45 degrees. And nice to know that you're watching, Nick. Enjoy the heat out there. Glover with the ball. Got time again. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's still eyes downfield, and a great tackle made by number 24, Kieran Matthews. There's Josh. Live stream is top class, bringing back a lot of memories that they had. And well, thanks for that, those kind words, Josh. It'll be great to see you back down here, whether you're watching or playing at some point. Obviously, 4 more home games following this one. So if you and the boys can make it back down and say hello, that'd be really good to see you. So again, great play there, bringing up 3rd and 11, probably the longest third down that Sandwell have had to face this afternoon.
Good to see that the Caesars defense has got a little bit of momentum going their way now.
Again, though, this could be a killer. Let's see if they can limit the damage. And 3 receivers on the left this time. Glover drops back, and he's got a man again, but Hardwick's there. Oh, good coverage by Rob Hardwick there, running step for step with the Sandwell receiver, Liam White.
Hardwick will be a little bit disappointed that he didn't grab that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Rob Hardwick will not want reminding that even I beat him in coverage about 6 years ago, so, you know.
Well, that was Rob's early days, you know, he's come a long way since
it
then.
Was my late days.
Well, that's true. Mind you think your late days started 20 years ago, so.
So, a successful period of defence there for the Caesars. We've got Fisher and Hardwick back now for the punt. We'd like to see a real good return on this one to set up Wilkins getting a bit of pressure on the kick at that time. It's a high hanging punt, and Fisher's got it.
Taking it well.
And he's looking, but that's good coverage. Number 89 for the Steelers, Andrew Morgan, first to arrive at the tackle.
Rob Hardwick with a little somersault there. I think he's just trying to get himself on TV once again.
Spence, we're back with you.
Well, that was a fantastic series for the Caesars defence. They're traipsing off the fit now, looking absolutely shattered. Number 24, Baby Bash, will claim that was a sack, but I will relish in informing him that the quarterback was in fact past the line of scrimmage, which is disappointing for him.
Quite right. You're a harsh man not giving that as a sack, but we'll go with that. Are you all sun creamed up all right? You still?
No, I can feel my ankle starting to go. The right ankle starting to go. So
looking a little pink from up here.
Am I really? I'm gonna go on the search for some sun cream now.
Sounds like a good idea. Thanks, Spence.
Maybe you should try some free spray.
First down. The ball given up the middle. Nottingham going back to the run again. Nothing doing there.
I have to say, Steelers' interior defense has been very, very good.
So once again, that puts Nottingham on the back foot on 2nd and long. Dobson with the attempted carry there, but I think he may have lost a yard. So 2nd and 11. receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Johnston in the pistol. He's got time. He looks to the right. That's a good catch. But again, these passes to the flats are being read very, very well, and minimal yardage being gained every time. Maybe a pickup of 2 there, which brings up 3rd and 9. So shout out to Eric C. Apparently, according to Eric C, the stream's so good that he was supposed to leave the house 3 quarters ago. So thanks for sticking with us. And not long to go now. You can stay with us.
We'll apologise to your friends in advance that you're going to be late.
Johnston looking to put the ball up there again, but under
really
a lot of pressure.
There,
Under a lot of pressure, and the ball just floats aimlessly. We've got around about 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and the Caesars will be forced to punt again, with the offense walking off, looking very, very disheartened at the moment. Nothing just quite going right. Alex Salter, sorry, not Alex Salter. David Ask walking off the field, looking frustrated as he approaches Coach Giles there.
Now, what would you do, as a quarterback here to try and build some momentum up again and get your team on a high?
Well, if you remember, the plays, they're reading the plays to the flats very well. Those sort of out patterns, which are hard for a quarterback to throw, because even though they're only picking up 2 or 3 yards, the quarterback's having to throw them maybe 15 yards or so, and that's taken an awful bounce for the Caesars. And from a punt perspective, they've literally picked up 12 yards off that punt.
Sandwell will be starting on the Caesars 42, 43-yard line there.
So, from a quarterback perspective, if you think about the plays that have worked, there were the last big play where it resulted in Sarkovic catching that ball over the middle and then that personal foul penalty at the end. That was as a result of there was a man came in motion, and Dan saw the play action to kind of a jet sweep, and then managed to hit his receiver over the middle for that pickup. The outside passes are being a bit predictable now, and maybe we need to go down the field a little bit more. But obviously the O-line need to ensure that Dan's got the time to set his feet and do that, rather than throwing with pass rushers in his face.
I just had a tweet in from Smithy Rascal. I bet if 31 had a little brother, he'd be a better linebacker. I do believe his little brother is playing on the same squad, is he not? Bash and Kieran Matthews.
That's right. So first down, Sandwell at midfield. Glover now just handed the pass. Great defence.
Good.
Didn't really spot the first man there, but there were 3 Caesars to wrap up Houghton. It looks like number 62 for Nottingham in on the tackle. So if you've enjoyed this stream and you've enjoyed watching Caesars football, obviously this is game 3 of a 10-game season. Next weekend they're away to the Birmingham Bulls, and the weekend after that they're back home in Harvey Haddon on the 22nd of May against the Doncaster Mustangs, another game that Caesars TV will be covering. It'd be great to see you down at the stadium, but if not, then you'll be able to watch a similar stream hopefully to this one. Sandwell now, second down. Man out in the flats, but again, great tackle by Hardwick.
That's the big heading that Hardwick likes to put in.
And a little finger waggle at the end, letting him know that you can catch that ball, but you're not getting any further. And
there we go, muscle man.
Sun's out, guns out. Spence, tell us about Rob Hardwick. What are your thoughts on that and the celebration?
Well, the celebration was appalling, but when you consider Rob Hardwick essentially has the body of an 11-year-old boy, but he can deadlift more than I can, and I am a big chunky man. That was a classic Rob Hardwick hit. Nice, hard, usually in the back, and that receiver's going nowhere.
It's a classic. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
He's gone, Glover's gone deep. Thanks, Spence. Glover's gone deep and overthrown his receiver. So really a good defensive series again from Nottingham. A little bit of time taken off the clock with that initial run and then a completed pass, but that incomplete pass there will stop the clock and save a little bit of time. Going back to the schedule, so the Caesars are at home again next on the 22nd of May against the Doncaster Mustangs. Then there's a little bit of a break until the 12th of June, where there's another home game for Nottingham against the Ouse Valley Eagles. That'll be the return leg. Nottingham won the first encounter 26-6 away at the Eagles. Then we're back away up at Doncaster on the 19th of June. 2 home games should have followed. The Peterborough Saxons should have been here on the 26th, but unfortunately that one won't go ahead now. Good punt there from the Sandwell kicker. Fisher under it, fair catch signal called, and he lets that go. Okay, and it's officially down there at the 10-yard line. Fortunately, even though he made the fair catch signal, he didn't touch the ball, so it will remain Nottingham ball from their own 10-yard line. And then the seniors, the Caesars finish out the season at home there with the Birmingham Bulls on the 10th of July, and then this return match against the Sandwell Steelers on the 31st of July, before hopefully a playoff run will ensue for the Nottingham team. Obviously we can see, I've just been told that there's a potential that we may be doing a broadcast live from that Sandwell game on the 31st of July in the West Midlands. We'll confirm that as soon as we find any more details later in the year. So anyway, now with around about 4 or 5 minutes left in this one, Nottingham again are pinned back on their own 10-yard line and need something really quite quickly in order for this to be competitive. So Dan again. He's picked off that ball, thrown in completely the wrong direction. Number 26 there, Rob Jones for the Sandwell. Didn't really have to do a great deal about it, just turned around and that ball was exactly where he was. So
that's going to be a killer for the momentum. Absolute killer.
So Sandwell ball, first down on the Steelers' 17-yard line, make that. So let's see if we can force a turnover ourselves from the Caesars' point of view, to at least give the boys another chance as this fourth quarter winds down now. Glover hands that ball off up the middle, thinking about running the clock down, and Bash is the first man there. Picks up around about 5 on that play.
Yeah, good strong run by Collier there.
And again, this is now as much about eating that clock up for Sandwell as it is for scoring any more points. They know they've been in the game today. I know when I spoke to Jay before the game, head coach Jay Alexander from the Steelers, he was under no illusion that this was going to be easy. There are other people around the country who thought, unfortunately haven't given Nottingham much hope this year, but with the 2-0 start that they've had and the squad that coach Bosley's put together, they're disproving a lot of people. So 5 minutes left in this one, I've just been told. So still some time on the clock, but it will significantly run down if Sam will continue to put the ball in the hands of the running backs, which they do again on second down. And there's a missed tackle there, and now Wilkins misses again.
I think that was Bash with the eventual tackle.
But Matt Grice and then Andrew Wilkins missed the initial couple of tackles. But I don't think there's any gain, but the clock will continue to run. And now you start thinking the offense might have one last chance if they can keep the Sandwell offense out of the end zone here. But obviously there's a good chance of a field goal here, which would realistically end the game. So 3rd and 5 coming up now for Sandwell on the on the Caesars 11-yard line. You'd think run again. Let's see if they prove us right. Run, no, it's a pass this time. Glover keeps it down. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. So good on a couple of counts. Good, obviously, from the incompletion, but also that stops the clock. Let's see what Glover does now. Glover's staying on the field, but there is a switch of personnel, which might suggest that the Steelers are going to go for that field goal to extend the lead to 9-0, which would effectively make it very difficult for Nottingham to come back into this one.
Does look like they're going for the field goal now.
So Glover the holder. It's a 20-ish yard field goal. It's blocked.
Good block. Good
and
block.
It's blocked. Who's that on the block? Is that number 4 on the block? I think that's Chris King on the block. Chris King still got some speed for an old man.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
He will. So that does keep the Caesars in this one, but obviously the offense needs to find something now with around about 4 minutes to go.
I think it's fair to say that the defence is really the only reason that Caesars are still in the game. Offence just this second half has been dire. I think is the best word for it.
3 or 4 plays, but nothing consistent and nothing that really has enabled the Caesars to gain any momentum or build any confidence.
They've had some very good starting positions, but not utilised them.
Right. Let's see. Spence, what do you got for us, bud?
Well, that was a fantastic series by the Nottingham Caesars defence. There's nothing like goal line. The noise raises here. Johnson passing from inside the pocket. Oh, grounds it just before. Was that Jason Robinson over there? I believe it is, yeah. No, it's not.
No.
It's whoever's wearing 16 or 18. I don't know. You're in a much better position to see this than me. It was probably quite a bad time to go down to me, to be honest. But a great defensive series from the Caesars there to keep the score where it is.
We think that was Chris Gill. We think number 16 out there. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, quite right. I mean, Chris King there with the block. But now we need Dan in the offence to move this ball. So thanks, Spence. So Dan drops back again. He looks. He's got a man this time.
That's Davidas there.
And it's Davidas' first catch for a while.
So strong, physically strong.
It's a good pick-up.
7 yards there.
Yeah. Bringing up third and manageable. Now with the time being as it is, you think that Nottingham will go for it on 4th down every opportunity they get. So Vanden and Scott calling the plays. They actually go no huddle this time. So Dan's back on the line, 3rd down. He's got time. He's got a man, and it's Davidas again. Oh, it's fumbled.
Fantastic hit.
Incomplete pass, but a great throw
So
from Dan
Sam
that time.
Jeter again. Very, very good defensive player.
Perfect pass. Perfect route run by Davidas, and you're thinking big things, and there's the difference maker at the end.
Yeah, Davidas will be disappointed with that. He knows as a receiver, if you can get your hands on it, there's no excuse. But what a fantastic play.
So here it is then. This is the ball game effectively. 4th down and 3. Two receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Going back to the formation that worked best for them, and the whistle is blown, and I think that's going to be a timeout called. Timeout for Nottingham.
Timeout, Nottingham, 2nd of a half.
Yeah. So, time for Vanden and Coach Warner and Coach Messon to talk things over with the offence.
No, it does look like there seems to be a change of personnel, and I'm aware that Wilkins is their long snapper. So perhaps go for a punt here.
So maybe the thought being that if they are unsuccessful on the 4th and short, which, yeah, there's ever likely to be, that they don't want to give the opportunity for Sandwell to put any more points on the board. Again, with the defence playing as well as it has been playing today, to get a stop on defence and hopefully then get a little bit better field position. They're banking on the fact that there'll be enough time left to punch something in. So here we go.
Cameron Bell has been changed out at punter as well.
It's a good, decent kick again. Good kick. Need a Nottingham bounce. Okay, so into Steelers territory. It's gone out of bounds at
36. Interesting call. What do you make of it?
Well, I say all I can think is that the defence has been playing so well. If you fail on 4th down in that sort of field position, you again give them a chance to run the ball a couple of times and potentially kick 3 points. At least here, even though Sandwell will look to run out the clock and use that running game, you kind of know what they're going to do. And equally, then if you are able to stop them, they're not going to add to the score. They're going to give the Caesars offence another chance. So you can understand that thinking. But we'll see. Obviously now the defence has been working hard all this second quarter. They've got to see if they can come up with a stop again. So 1st down, Sandwell. Glover with the ball. Ball up the middle again. Missed the first tackle, but Bash is there with the help of... Who have we got on the floor there? With the help of James Smith on the tackle there. Number 10. Again, James Smith, a player who's been with the Caesars for as long as I can remember.
Good old Jimmy.
He used to be a coach with the Caesars juniors, and then with the seniors, and coaches down at NTU as well. So another one of those players who is Nottingham American football through and through. An important tackle there. 2nd and 8 coming up. Still outside the 2-minute warning. And that looks like being... Oh, we've got... Let's see what the officials have blown that whistle for. That is the 2-minute warning. That is the 2-minute timeout warning. Okay? So now the pressure really on. I think Nottingham have one more timeout left in the half. Only 2 minutes remaining. So these next couple of plays are vital to give the offense another chance to move the ball, which will more than likely be from deep if they do manage to stop Sandwell. Unless it's a turnover through a fumble or an interception. So let's see.
2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7. Ball more than likely going to the running back. Wilkins looking out wide, but he's now looks like he's coming around the edge. He is coming around the edge.
Good
and he's
pressure
in the
there.
backfield. That is a sack. Wilkins and Mike Thompson converge on the quarterback. And the clock is stopped again, and Nottingham take another timeout.
3rd and long coming up.
Timeout. Nottingham. That is their 3rd and final timeout.
So
of the
there
half.
we go. So need a stop here. You'd think that the Steelers would run the ball again, because a pass and an incomplete pass would again stop the clock and help Nottingham.
No, if they do get the stop, the offense has even more pressure on them, obviously, with the lack of time. They've got to play smart and time consciously.
Well, I think we'll probably see Dan air the ball out a couple of times, and because again, if they do manage to stop them here, they're going to find themselves in quite deep field position themselves. Spence.
Oh, it was a fantastic sack there, but if I was playing at the minute, I'd just be aware that the lineman rushed off then. So were they looking to set up a screen or a play like that? Maybe something tricky coming here from Sandwell.
Yeah, they tried that in one of the drives in the 3rd quarter, and it didn't quite come off. But so no, quarterback still got the ball.
Could we be on for another sack here, Andrew Wilkins?
Go on, Andy, got it.
Good sack by Andrew Wilkins there.
Thanks, Spence.
And he's taken his sleeve off as well.
So Wilkins does a real good job there for Nottingham. Clock will continue to run, but at least that loss of yardage maybe gives Hardwick or Fisher a chance to return again and set up a bit of a grandstand finish for the Nottingham offence, who have been largely ineffective for the most part of this second half.
Rob got a couple of returns for touchdowns off punts and kickoffs last year as well. Be interesting to see if we can do anything here.
I think he's had one this year as well.
He might well have done, yes.
I think he's had one this year. So I've got this little break. If you've enjoyed what you've heard this afternoon, and obviously we're looking to grow as an organisation from the Caesars TV perspective, and all the media outlets we've got, we'd love it if you felt you were able to help us advertise or with any sponsorship. If you are interested, if you can go to media@nottinghamcaesars.co.uk. That's media@nottinghamcaesars.co.uk. We'd love to have a conversation with you about whatever way you can help out.
Timeout. Sandwell, their 2nd of the half. There's 48 seconds remaining in the game.
48 seconds left.
But at least that does stop the clock though temporarily for Nottingham, so they can maybe consider what's about to happen. Sorry, yes, that last advertising and sponsorship link I sent you, that obviously is an email address, so media@nottinghamcaesars.co.uk if you're interested in helping us out with this venture that the wonderful Steve Matthews has managed to get off the ground. And I think, looking at him, he looks quite pleased with how it's gone today. He's smiling, so that's good. So here we go then. 48 seconds left for Nottingham to turn this one around. So a couple of full-time scores coming in from other places around the country. The Tamworth Phoenix have annihilated the Lancashire Wolverines by a score of 53-14. Tamworth looking incredibly strong, and indeed Tamworth have a number of players out there for them who have got links to the Caesars. Running back Will Hobbs plays out there, and we've also got Marcus Patches Boswell, who's again both Caesar and NTU alumni. Good high kick. Well, it's fumbled. He needs to get on it, and he does get on it, and he's broken the first tackle. He's still on his feet, and he's broken the 3rd tackle.
Well recovered there.
So, this is it. Nottingham have one last opportunity. around about 40 seconds left to drive 78 yards in what would be a fairy tale finish to the game.
I believe the song "The Final Countdown" would come in right now.
Final countdown.
Final countdown.
Go on then.
What have we?
Spit us a few lines.
I'm not going to sing for you. Not today.
32 seconds remaining, we've been told.
Are we expecting some deep bombs by Dan?
You've got deep balls, or obviously ball getting the receivers. That's a good one to start, but there's a man there and he's caught it!
He's caught it. Is
and
that Davidas?
Davidas caught on the 40-yard line and out of bounds. Although, it's coming back. Has that been called incomplete? Oh, caught out of bounds. So a great catch, so the clock stops. But unfortunately, still with no ground gained. So bring up 2nd and 10, but they're the sort of passes we're going to need. East Kilbride run out 37-0 winners over the Coventry Jets. So this looks like being one of the last plays here, with not a lot of time remaining. He's got a man.
Sarcevic, they're going to have to be quick.
Going to have to get up and
spike the ball. Going to have to be quick.
Going to have to get up there and spike the ball if they can. The ball's there ready. Need the big lineman to get there.
He needs to call something now.
Here he goes. Just spike that ball. Spike it, spike it, spike it. Choosing maybe to run a play. Oh, and there he goes. So incomplete.
Won't be long on the clock now. Maybe 10 seconds if he's lucky.
If that. Other full times. The Manchester Titans beat the Yorkshire Rams 25-8. The Farnham and Bristol look like a good game there. Farnham currently leading 38-33. The London Warriors blanking the Olympians 45-0. The Blitz blanking the South Wales Warriors 27-0. Gateshead 6, West Coast Trojans 0. Sussex and Solent in a close game, 19-14 currently to Sussex. The Halton Spartans have derailed the Crewe Railroaders by a score of 53-10. Do you like what I did there?
I did, yeah. It was smooth.
Shropshire beat Humber 49-0.
Here we go. I think we're expecting a Hail Mary situation here.
So he's putting the ball up. He's going for Davidas again.
Oh.
It's out of bounds.
Very nearly picked off
and
there.
That could be. Let's have a look. No official from the there's no signal from the official yet, so we may well have time for at least one more. So yeah, Shropshire beating Humber 49-0. The Leicester Falcons running out winners 47-12 against Staffordshire. Bristol Apache 47-0 against the Jurassic Coast Raptors. That's a full time. Cornish Sharks currently 35-7 up against Swindon. Oxford Saints, a lot of big scores, 58-7 against the Torbay Trojans. Let's watch this next and potentially final play for Nottingham. Dan's got an arm, but he's obviously got to be tired. He's waited in the pocket there, so it's picked off, and that will be the ball game right there. Number 2, Emmanuel Amadi.
Oh. Did he drop it?
Ball off? No, I think it is.
He has got it.
So Emmanuel Amadi picks that ball off, ending Nottingham's challenge, I think, this afternoon.
There will be a couple seconds on the clock. I suspect Sandwell will take a knee just to finish this game off.
Wrapping up some of these latest scores: Bournemouth Bobcats 27, Hastings Conquerors 2, East Kent Mavericks 50, Maidstone Pumas 13. Some of these games still going on. We just before the game does end, once again, thank you to all of you out there if you have joined us this afternoon. Thank you for your input on the Twitter and all the various bits and bobs you've been involved with this afternoon. We'll go down to Spence possibly for one last time. No, Spence is too busy putting sun cream on, so we may well catch him before the end. Sandwell all lined up to take a knee. I'd just like to thank the production crew here, particularly obviously Steve Matthews, who's done an incredible job. Aidan and Tom on the camera work and cutting all the editing, the films together. It's been incredible.
Prior to a snap, full start offense 74, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, that penalty won't make much difference now.
We are going to be able to go back to Spence once more. He's, I believe, got Coach Bosley on the sideline. We're going to have a brief word with him afterwards. But I genuinely hope you've enjoyed what we put together this afternoon. And obviously, we'll continue to work to try and improve what we do. It's been great to see it's been great to see so many people in the stands here. Our hashtag of Fill the Stands has worked pretty well today, and obviously on a day where the weather's been on our favour as well. Thank you, Coach Lees, for your time.
Not a problem.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll hook
Can't
up
say
again
the same.
soon.
Can't say the same.
I know you can't, but you know it has been.
It has.
And
It has.
that's
It's
the
been a
ball
great
game.
afternoon.
And that's the ball game there. A really close encounter as we thought. Let's pass down to Spence. Spence, over to you. I believe you've got Coach Bosley.
I have indeed got Coach Bosley with me. Coach, how do you think that went? Disappointing to lose, obviously.
Obviously disappointed to lose, but to a team like this, I think it is really good. So yeah, I'm very positive, and we take this forward for next week when we go to the Bulls. So yeah, very positive.
Yeah, I think personally there were some outstanding performances from individual players and the team as well. So, I mean, is there anything that you think we need to improve on personally for next week, or do you think we're doing all right?
No, I think it's we've got everything there. The ingredients are all there. It's just making sure they all come together at the same time, and not making any excuses. But it is warm. We've got guys out there, and we've also got a lot of rookies. So it's a combination of many things.
Thank you very much, Coach Posey. And just my final review on the game is that factor 30 was not enough. Okay, you needed to at least go to an SPF 50.
There we go from Spence. Advertising sunscreen for you. A final reminder: Sandwell Steelers 6, Nottingham Caesars 0. We will try and get a few interviews for you.
I think Spencer's going to try and get hold of Coach Alexander from Sandwell, so be good to hear his thoughts on the game. I think again, all expectations came to light in the fact that it was such a close game, and we all thought this was going to be the case. But once again, I've obviously thanked Steve, and I've thanked Tom and Aidan and George. Obviously these games don't go ahead though without a lot of other help, so all the sideline crew, players from the juniors that I can see down there on the sideline that have helped with the ball boy. Obviously we spoke to Tom Henley earlier on with the chain gang. It takes a lot. Andy Cusworth, our stadium announcer, who's done a really great job this afternoon keeping the crowd informed, but equally the coaches and all families that come down. Always worthwhile and just a great spectacle. And I think this afternoon has been a fantastic advert, not only for the Nottingham Caesars and the Sandwell Steelers, but for the game of American football in this country as a whole.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what a beautiful day to have had it on. Very close game, very close game. Could have gone either way. It really could, right down until that last drive. But it adds a little bit of excitement to the game. I know that Dan will be disappointed about that final pick.
Yep.
But the Sandwell Steelers must be absolutely buzzing.
But also now realising what they're going to face in the last game of the season as well. Obviously there's a lot of football to be played between then and that last game on the 31st of July, but these two teams will meet again, and it should be a very interesting contest again. Just remember, finally from me, the next home game for the Nottingham Caesars is on Sunday the 22nd of May against the Doncaster Mustangs. It will be a 2:30 kickoff again. We'd love to see as many of you down here as we can, and hopefully we get similar weather to what we've had. But if not, we'll be here, George and I, all being well.
As far as I'm aware, the juniors haven't got a game scheduled for that day, so if you're happy with me in the commentary box with you, I'd be very much glad to join you.
Happier than I thought I'd be, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But yes, so do join us again then, and the Nottingham Caesars are in action again in 2 weeks' time. Sorry, next week rather, on the 15th of May, and that's away against the Birmingham Bulls. We'll leave you for now. I think Coach Alexander is making his way over with Spence. So there you go. So Coach is off to talk with the Sandwell Steelers, and I think Spence is going to grab him then. So while we're waiting for Spence to catch up with Coach Alexander, next week's game against Birmingham, tricky one to call really. Birmingham have played 2 games so far, and unfortunately are 2-0 as things stand. But they've been very close games. The combined score has only been by a score of 27. Sorry. I'm looking at my information I've got here, and it doesn't seem to make a great deal of sense. I think what we've got here, they've conceded 38 points, but equally scored 27 points in their 2 games. So again, not a team that are necessarily going to be easy to beat.
Yeah, they have played against each other in the past, so both teams will know each other fairly well. So again, it could be a very balanced contest.
Anytime you travel away, it always adds an extra difficulty as well in unfamiliar circumstances and surroundings. But I think Nottingham stand a very good chance of rebounding next week and keeping in touch with Sandwell.
Yeah, and they'll definitely hit Wednesday training hard for it.
So Spence is pacing the sidelines now, waiting for his next curtain call. How have you enjoyed this afternoon, Spence? Have you not got a mic? Have you enjoyed this afternoon, Spence?
You want me to do that on the mic? Yeah?
I'd like you to, that'd be good.
Oh, okay, right.
How have you enjoyed this afternoon?
I've enjoyed this afternoon exceptionally. Obviously, upsetting not to be on the field because, as the saying goes, it all goes wrong when Spence isn't on. So that's obviously one contributing factor to the loss of the Caesars today. But I think it was a fantastic game to watch, very, very evenly matched. And despite some of those guys being absolutely ginormous, and for some reason the Caesars struggling to be above 6 foot. For most of their players, but I thought it was a really fantastic game to watch. It was excellent to have a decent capacity of the crowd today, and yeah, just really I enjoyed myself. I mean, I thought I was pretty good.
You were awesome. We couldn't have done this without you, to be fair. You make us look good down there. Based on, you can be impartial now, based on what you've seen, what have Nottingham got to work on moving forward for Birmingham next week?
That's difficult to say because it worked quite well today. If this had been against any other team, I think the Caesars would have won today because the performances that the running backs, especially the quarterback Dan Johnson, put in with he's linking up with Davidas was excellent. Any other team, you know, we'd have been a couple of scores up, I reckon. It's just that Sandwell defend well, and that's one of the things when you play a team, you know, defenses really do win championships even. Sorry.
Are these the top 2 teams of this division? Will this be the way it plays out come July the 31st when they meet each other again?
I think that's highly likely, yes. And I think then hopefully the Caesars will have learnt from this, and hopefully Sandwell won't have learnt any more in a completely impartial and non-biased way. But yeah, I think that will be. I think these definitely are the top 2 teams in the division.
So it appears that the Sandwell huddle may well still be just fractioning a little bit. I don't know whether Coach Alexander's ready for you or not yet, but we look forward to you entertaining him in the next few minutes as well.
I'll try.
So, although we would have liked to maybe get a word with Coach Alexander, obviously he's still involved with his players, and we've about come to the end of our transmission and our time that we've got on air with you today. So once again, I'd just like to thank everybody involved for putting this together this afternoon. I'm going to say it again because I have. Without Steve, none of this is possible, and Tom and Aidan have done a fantastic job. Everybody behind the scenes, Coach Lees, the coaches, the players, Andy Cusworth, it's just been a fantastic thing to be involved with, and all being well, it's the start of something beautiful.
Absolutely, but it always is when you're involved.
That's very kind of you to say, if not.
Sometimes I'm nice to it. Maybe I should put a disclaimer in there as well.
Right, so with a final score of Nottingham 0, Sandwell 6, we'll bid you farewell. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again in 2 weeks' time against the Doncaster Mustangs. Goodbye.